All right. Sorry about that, brother. Sorry about that, man. Yeah, I didn't want to cuss in the first couple seconds, bro. Let's talk this boxing. What's going on? What's going on, Johnny True Blue Staley? Yes, sir. Y'all jump on. Wait for people to jump on over onto this other one, man. I had to slow that one down, that other one down for a hot second. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got more than one person in the building, though, so we got to wait for a little while so I can have this little sip of water and all that good stuff, man. Oh yeah. So anyway, man. So let's get back to this. I'm gonna wait for a couple seconds for Cass to get back on in the chat. I made that mistake. What's going on, Rise Podcast? What's going on? Say, yeah, get your money. Hey, bro, seriously, don't pay for itself, man. You know what I mean? Pride comes before the fall, bro. Pride comes before the fall. You got to tell the truth, brother. Need y'all support out here, man. I really do. And I appreciate y'all support, man. That's why I did that. That's why I kind of went in on that last night. Just so you know. Starting over because of the curse. Yeah. Can't curse on the channel, bro. Can't curse. They get you. They get you right away, bro. They get you right away. So we're going to talk about several things today, man. We're going to talk about a lot of good stuff today. We in here, brother. We back in here. What's going on, man? Lofton, what's happening? What's going on, Lofton? Ariana Lofton, what's happening? Big Block in the building. What's going on? Naughty Dread, what's happening? Rise Podcast, the best on you, the one of the best on YouTube. The Rise. Yes, sir. Hey, peace for none. So your boy out here threatening fans instead of fighting real contenders. Yeah, bro. He out here being tough with guys, with people who can't fight. He's out here being tough with people who can't fight. What's going on, Justin Faulkner? What's going on, Justin Faulkner? What TC scared of? I don't think he's scared of anything, man. He just, man, he just fight. He's just a guy that says stuff. He's just in a situation, man, where you really can't say anything without getting criticized. That's what happens. You know what I mean? You got to live with what you do, bro. He said, for Tank don't even do that. No. I mean, Tank will Tank do that? I don't know. I'd have to look at his tweets. I can't say that for sure. He's threatening us on Twitter. Hey, dude. Hello from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Passionate puncher. Shout out to Kenosha, Wisconsin. I said, what's happening, Miss Lady? Justin Faulkner in the building. Threatening. Yeah, I understood what you meant, man. I understand what you meant. Yeah. So he did that. He did that yesterday, man. And if you've not seen the Twitter feed, I'm losing my voice yesterday, bro. I yelled a lot yesterday, so my voice is shot. I ain't gonna lie. Tank will dish you and block you, but he won't threaten you. Like, man, come on. It's like, I can't wait to see y'all. I mean, come on, man. What you want to see him for, man? Dude, you 35 years old, man. Like, you definitely did. Yeah, man, I did. I lost my voice. Man, because you're not going to do, I'm just going to tell you, you're not going to do that to me. I'm not interested in any of that, bro. I'm not interested in any of that. You cannot do what you said that man did. That man could not do what you said that man did. He cannot do it. And I'm not trying to have no debate. Tell me that it's something I don't know, something that, just something that some people, some secret squirrel stuff that somebody with special privileges get. And, you cool with Jeff Bezos, and Jeff Bezos got you to hook up so that you can see it and nobody else can. Nobody want to hear that, man. You can't do it. You can't do it, bro. You can't do it. You just can't do it. It's just not true. Period. Point blank, period. You might as well tell me that Deontay Wilder won a boxing match with a chokehold. You can't do it. How did Deontay Wilder win his first professional fight? Oh, he submitted him. Hold on, man. What do you mean he submitted him? Yeah, he submitted him. He put him in a chokehold and the guy tapped out. Hold on, man. That's you can't do that in boxing. Nah, man, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. He submitted him with a chokehold. No, bro. He did not submit him with a chokehold. This is boxing. I do not have to see the fight. I didn't have to be there. I know just off the fact that you say that he was submitted, that Deontay Wilder beat this guy in a boxing match with a chokehold. I know right now that's not true. Because you cannot, because that is against the rules of boxing. You can't do it. So if you say that somebody flagged your channel and you know who exactly flagged your channel, that is not true. And it's not true. And it's not true on its face. Period. And there ain't no conversation to be had after that. People have been doing that to people on YouTube for a while, bro. Always accused. People have accused people of doing that a bunch of times. And you never, ever, 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 ever have anybody put up a notification and show you that that was true, because you can't do it. And everybody with a YouTube channel knows it, because nobody's ever received that before. Rick Tim said, Fanon, I need some motivation to get out of bed and head to the garage, into the garage to hit those weights. I'm dragging. Let me burn this sage. Maybe it'll help. Hey, man, do you, bro. However you do it. However you do it. You guys get your mood up, brother. Drink a little. I sip a cup of coffee, brother. Cup of coffee is my Xanax. Gets me right, bro. Gets me in the right frame of mind. As long as I don't drink too much, which I think yesterday I drank a little bit too much, bro. I think I drank a little bit too much of it yesterday. A little bit too much. Anyway, so that's what's up. Show the receipts. That stops all. You can't, Fahim. There is no receipt, bro. There's no receipts. There's no receipts. You will never see a receipt. There is no need to ask for it. You're never going to see it. Let me explain. Let me give you an example of why you're never going to see this receipt. Do you remember Tasha K? Do you know who Tasha K is? You know who Tasha K is? And you know who Cardi B is? YouTube would not do anything with Tasha K's videos until Cardi B took him to court. Last time I checked, Tasha K got like 700,000 subscribers. And Cardi B is world famous. Yeah, had to sue her. That's the only way on YouTube. That is the only way you can get a video taken down, demonetized, anything, or based on slander. That's the only way. Cardi B made Tasha K fold in court, not through flagging your video. It doesn't work. Sorry, I've tried it. I have literally tried to complain about people slandering me on their video, and I can't do it. I can't do it. Because you better believe the only way that I was able to communicate to somebody that I was going to sue them for slander is when they took my audio. When they took my audio and they took my video, and that video was a copyright violation. So I filed a copyright violation. They contested it like a dummy. Because as soon as they contested it, I said, great. Now I'm going to take you to court for a copyright violation. And I'm going to take you to court for slander. Because what you said in that video was slander. You knew, or libel. I always forget whether it's libel or slander. Libel, I think, is written. Slander, I think, is in just by word of mouth. So I said, look, man, good. But just let you know, since you want to go to court, I'm definitely going to file this. Nah, brother, I'm not a public figure. I'm not a public figure. I don't think I am. Yeah. Well, you sure I meet the definition of a public figure? But so even then, if I'm a slander is spoken, thank you, brother. I always forget. I believe slander is spoken, libel is written. You know better than I do. So Yeah, I do believe that you have to, but here it even fits it. Because in the case of with a celebrity, and correct me if I'm wrong, Orlando, I do believe that you have to know that it's not true. And you have to know that it's not true. Know that it's not true. And you have to do it with the intention of causing them harm. And they have to realize that harm. Have to realize that harm. But whatever the case is, man, will y'all please stop? Man, stop. I'm not a public figure, bro. Anyway, but okay, if I'm a public figure, then the rules change. I know that but here, Fanon, I'm scared to talk about the Undisputed King now. I don't want any smoke with you last night. Look, bro, you're not gonna do that to me. I'm just gonna tell you. You're not gonna filibuster me. The one thing you're not gonna do is filibuster me. Hold on, man. Stop. Hold up, man. Stop. Cap. Hold on, man. Stop. Rewind. Answer my question. Hey, what about this? Hold up, man. Stop. Hold up, man. Stop. Hold up. Just a second, brother. Hold on. You talking. Let me talk. It's my time. Stop. No. Blah, 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 blah. You might as well be saying blah, 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 blah. Because I'm not going to stop talking. You're not going to tell me to be quiet and let you talk. Not going to ever, never going to happen, brother. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. You're never going to tell me to be quiet. You're not going to stop me getting my point across by literally telling me to shut up. Because that's how I take it. I take when you say, hold up, man, if you to tell me to shut up. No, bro, I'm not going to shut up. And you can ask me to shut up 50 times. I'm not going to stop talking, bro. Hold up, man. Stop. Hold up, man. Stop. He said Fanon lied after Fanon said he inquired from YouTube. Bro, that's not a lie. And watch this. I will bet you $1,000. Anybody that wants to take this bet, I will bet you $1,000. $1,000 that I can set up 3 YouTube accounts under different names, and I can flag your video, and I'll make it a video that's 2 years old, so it doesn't make a difference. You're not going to get demonetized, or you're not going to get demonetized or anything. It's an old video. I will give you $1,000 if I can flag 3 of your videos from a year ago under 3 accounts that I just make up, and you can tell me which videos I flagged and what the name of my channel is. I'll bet you $1,000 you cannot tell me which video and what channels. I'll bet you $1,000 you can't do that. You're never going to take that bet from me because you can't. You cannot. And let me show you something. You ready for this? Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Can you see this? Watch this. I don't know if I can do. Oh, let me see. Is it here? Report. I'm going to report myself. Watch this. Sexual content, violence, repulsive, hateful, expense, harassment, and bullying. Watch this. Nope, that's not it. Excuse me. That's not the one. Where is it? It is, this infringes my rights. Is it infringes my rights? Choose one. Copyright, privacy, trademark, defamation. Defamation. I'm going to flag myself for defamation. See that? Defamation. Watch this. Defamation. Defamation laws carried by country vary by country, but usually concern content that damages the reputation of a person or business. Although the definition varies around the world, in general, defamation is an untrue statement that is harmful to somebody's reputation or causes, right? We take into account local legal considerations in our defamation blocking process. In some cases, we require a court order. For us to be able to process a defamation blocking request, the claim needs to be specifically and strongly supported, right? Because we are not in a position to adjudicate truthful findings, we do not remove video postings due to allegations of defamation. Consistent with Section 230C of the Communications Decency Act, we recommend that you pursue any claims that you have directly against the person who posted the content. If you choose to pursue legal actions against the content creator, note that we may be prepared to compel with any order requiring the content creator to remove this posting. If there is a court order that involves content posted to YouTube, you may forward this via this, right? Alternatively, you may wish to contact the uploader. If you have a concern relating copyright, our copyright center, so right here you see, there's no action to be taken. That's it. That's all you get is an article which tells you that we may need to do this. That we may do it if we're compelled by a court. Now, what I would like to know is where I was able to flag him on that page. Where am I able to flag myself on that page? There's no option to flag. When you say defamation, they send you to something and tell you, excuse me, I have 100,000 subscribers, bro. There is no perk. You cannot file defamation against anybody. It doesn't matter. They won't process the claim. You do not have more perks at 180,000 subscribers than you have at 50. And it doesn't matter because they will not process your claim. Go try to do it. You're not able to flag somebody's channel for defamation. You're not able to do it. It doesn't even matter if somebody would have the ability to see it. What are they going to see? You can't flag it. You can't flag it. You can't flag it. How are you going to know about something that you can't flag? I literally just showed you. I tried to flag myself for slander. It wouldn't let me do it. So how could you know I did it when I'm not able to do it? Go try to flag somebody for slander. Go try to. You can't do it. So how do you know that somebody flagged you for something they can't flag you for? How? Again, I will show you. I will attempt to flag myself for defamation. I can't do it. Literally, I can't do it. I will do it again to show you. I can't do it. I can't do it. I am going to flag my own video. This video is my video. So I don't have to flag anybody else. I am going to attempt to flag myself for defamation. I'm going to do it again. I am going to try to flag myself. Report, that's the flag. That's the report. Let's report. It's under infringes my rights. I'm going to go down to defamation. There it is. Next, all you do is get put to the YouTube help page. That's it. All they give you is an article. That's it. There is no option to flag you. Tell me where I can flag you on a defamation page. You cannot. Where? It clearly says we are not in the position to adjudicate the truthfulness of postings. We do not remove videos due to allegations of defamation. Let's go through it again. Because we are not in the position to adjudicate the truthfulness of postings, we do not remove videos based due to allegations of defamation. Slander is defamation. All they said is you may alternatively contact the uploader. Contact the uploader. How do you do it? You send an email using business inquiry emails. You go to the YouTube channel you want. You select the About tab. If it is a business inquiry email is given, select the email. If you don't see the business inquiry email, then the channel owner didn't give one. You can use email to send the message. So let's do that. Let's do that then. And go to my channel. Oh, I want to flag him for defamation. So how do I do that? I go to the About page. I follow the instructions. About. Details for business inquiries. There's my email. If I want to complain, I have to send me an email. I have to send me an email. Also, I'm not going to go into my email in front of y'all. So, yeah, there's that, bro. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, there's that. I could not flag myself for defamation. All they do is send you to a help page. That's it. Now, any of y'all want to go try to flag anybody else, go flag them. And tell me you can flag them. How would you know? He has to send you an email. So if anybody wants to show you receipts, show me the email where he requested you to take it down. And then show me the court order that he submitted. If you don't take it down you don't take it down voluntarily. Because YouTube does not adjudicate defamation. They do not assert the truth of anything that is said. What? Something next? You got something else? Anybody got something else? Other than you, RuPaul? Anybody got something else? How do you get to see something that doesn't exist? How do you get to see something that doesn't exist? I want to know. Aside from if you got perks. I got 100,000 subscribers. I don't have perks like that. Your perks, I'll show you. You know what your perk is? Your perk is that you get to send a message specifically to a YouTube guy. Now, if you would like to see my perk, let me see if I can show my perk. I'll volunteer this today, but I'm not pulling up my email for y'all to see squat. Let's see. Let's see if it came through yet. I don't even know if it came through yet. I don't have it yet. Oh, here it is. This is a copy of my conversation. Let's go through this. This is my email conversation. This is a perk you get when you get over 50,000 subscribers. This I will show. Because this is what you call a receipt. You ready? This is your receipt. You want to see a receipt? I'll show you a receipt. Since I'm lying, I'm going to show you a receipt. This is a receipt. Thank you for contacting support because I got over 50,000 subscribers, so they'll do this for you. You can find a copy of the conversation you requested. Transcript. January 27th. Fanon International Boxing joined the conversation. Sophia, who is my personal contact at YouTube, I said, Shez, my name is Sophia. How are you doing? Are you still there? I said, I'm doing well. However, all of my live streams this week have been demonetized after processing. Then I appealed and they were all reinstated. Thank you for letting us know your concern regarding your live stream. Yeah, I know it is important that you get this sorted out. No worries. I got you. I'm more than willing to check this out. I said, may I please have the URL in question? I said, there you go. Boom. I said, you're welcome. Thanks for sharing this video. Just a confirmation. This video has been demonetized. Is that correct? I said, yes. He said, thanks for confirming. The problem is, by the time the appeal goes through, there are no more views coming through. I'm sorry to hear that you're having this problem. I will certainly do my best to help you with this concern. Thank you. I think there may be somebody, watch this. I think there may be someone that is flagging my video out of spite. She said, I can see that you're in a rough spot right now. Leave your worries up to me. Just like you said, I also want what's best for your channel. Definitely need to be needful. Thanks. To help you out better with this concern, I'm going to wait 3 to 5 minutes. I say yes. She says, I'll be right back. I'm still looking for this. It'll be fine. Boom. Right? She says yes. I said, thank you for the cooperations. She said, thank you for your cooperations. I'll be right back. Thanks for waiting patiently. I truly understand how important, right? She's waiting. She's looking into the issue. She said, first, the yellow this is the only explanation that my personal YouTube contact gave me for my video being flagged. First, the yellow monetization icon means that you've turned on your monetization for YouTube, but our automatic systems or policy specialists believe that the video does not meet your standards. Okay, upon review, I confirm that you received your appeal. I understand that, but it's winning the appeal that there's nothing that it's signed, blah, blah, blah. I've won the last straight appeals. There's no swearing, violence, da-da-da-da-da. He said, I'm aware that the video in question is still pending your response. While most appeals review within 7 days, it may take longer, right? So even if there was an issue, it may take up to 7 days. I strive to review as many videos as possible. We strive to review as many videos as possible and quickly and accurately. But watch what they say. Listen to this. We strive to review as many as humanly possible and as quickly and accurate as possibly because we're a platform with hundreds of millions of videos. We have to set guidelines around which videos get reviewed first, which means they're not going to look at your stuff individually. But nowhere in here do they give me the name of the person that flagged my video. And I specifically ask and say, I think somebody flagged my video. But for some reason, they don't tell me, never tell me. All they say is, look, man, we've got millions and millions of videos up every day, bro. You're just going to have to sit there and wait for it to go through a manual review, and you may have to wait weeks for that. You may have to wait 7 days for that. Because, look, bro, we're only going to run it over automatically, and then if we get a manual review, then we got to wait days to do a manual review. And then we're going to do a manual review, and then we're going to determine whether or not you violate policies or procedures or not. So the process is that you will get flagged automatically. If they see something in their automated system, if they see something, you appeal it. When you appeal it, they will review it. Upon manual review, they will decide whether or not they're going to reinstitute your monetization. There is no situation, though, in which you can complain to them about defamation. And because you know they have to do a manual review when you complain on something, it is going to take them 7 days to do it if they do it at all. Receipts. I've got my receipts. Like I said, I get flagged. I have over 100,000 subscribers. I do. The threshold for privileges above mine are 1 million. It goes from 50,000 to 1 million. If you got 1 million subscribers, do you know what you can do? You can pick up a phone and they'll talk to you personally. Other than that, you all can't do what I just did, because that's the special perk. The special perk is I can have the conversation that I just laid out for you. If you are not where I am or where other people are, you're not going to be able to have that real-time conversation with a customer service rep. That's it. That's the special privilege. That's it, and that's it alone. You can't do that. If you just have a channel that's not in the YouTube partner program, or you only got 10,000 subscribers or 12,000 subscribers, you can't do that. At 50, I believe it's at 50,000 in which you can do that. When I got to 100,000, I didn't even get any extra privileges at 100,000. So stop. You can't. The truth of the matter is this. You cannot know if somebody flagged your channel for slander, because YouTube does not adjudicate accusations of slander, because they are not attesting to the truth of what anybody says in their videos. They don't care if you got 50 million subscribers. They're not going to do it. They also do not reveal to anyone the name of the person, because they've got millions and millions and millions of views, videos going up every day. They got millions of videos going up every day. Do you think they're going to literally go through any and oh, well, hey, for all you 11 million videos, we're going to tell you exactly who flagged you? No. What they're going to do is they're going to run their automated system over your video when you upload it. For live streams, they run their automated system over it when it's processing. And the reason you get flagged, yellow flag, is because the system caught something. And then after you appeal it, they do a manual review. So stop it. Just stop it. That ain't cap. I proved it to you. I showed you receipts. You tell me somebody to show you receipts where it says, because I got 100,000 subscribers, I will now let you know who flagged my channel. Show me where it says that anywhere in YouTube. Show it. I showed you that you cannot flag somebody for you can't even flag somebody for defamation at all, let alone know who did it, because you can't know who did it if nobody can do it. And even if they do demonetize it, but for whatever reason, it's an automated system that does it. And then you have to appeal it. You can't do it at all. It's a fact. I want each and every one of you to go try to flag my video for defamation. Try. Do it now. Go to my channel, hit those 3 dots, and try to flag me for defamation. Try. I want you to do it. I'm begging you. Anybody that says they successfully flag me for defamation, by pressing that flag, let me know. Go do it. Do it. I might as well ask you to jump up and fly to the moon. I might as well ask you to jump up and fly to the moon, because you cannot do it. What? What? Is anybody done it yet? We got 442 people. I'm asking every one of y'all to go flag one of my videos for defamation. Just defamation. Flag it and see where it gets you. It's going to get you to a YouTube help page, and they are going to tell you, we ain't doing nothing about this. Cam Williams, you can go to flag it, violates my rights. Then after it violates my rights, you go down and it says defamation. And then when you click defamation, it's going to take you to a content page. It's going to take you to a content page where they give you a definition and they tell you that we can't do anything for you. Hey, man, this is Boxing Talk, bro. Let's talk. Good morning, everybody. Everything okay, my friend? Oh, yes, sir. I just needed to, make sure nobody thinks I'm cap. Because I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I ain't saying nothing that is a lie. What I have said to you is a 100% true. You can't flag me for defamation. I dare you. How about that? I double dare you. And I'll bet you $1,000 I can flag you with a channel not named mine, and you have to tell me what channel I flagged and what the name of the channel is that I flagged you from. And I'll bet you $1,000 you can't do that. I might as well bet you $100,000 you can't do that. Since there ain't no way you can do it. Yeah, man, I'm watching the fights today. Let's talk this boxing, bro. Yep, 7. Yep, Composer C. Yep, Section 203 right there. When you click defamation, you can't flag. There's nowhere else for you to go. After you see that, there's nowhere else for you to go, bro. No, I've not been accused. Somebody else was accused. I wasn't accused. Somebody else was accused. So I just said, hold on, man. There ain't no way he did that. Y'all can stop. There's no debate here. You can't do it. Ain't no need to debate something that is not a debate. You can't do it. You can't do it. He does not have the ability to do it. How did he do it if he can't do it? And how did you see it if he can't do it? How? I want to know. How? If anybody can tell me how, I can know that you flag me for defamation if you do not have the ability to flag me for defamation at all. How do you know? You don't. The answer is you can't. Because the two things cannot be true at the same time. In order to do something to me, you got to send me a video. You got to send me a note to my email address. All they told you was this is what you do. If you go to his channel, you find his email and you call and you send him an email and say you're defaming me. Will you take this down? That is the only option you have on YouTube to handle an accusation of defamation. That's it. That's it. That's all. So the case closed. All right. Case closed. My wife asked me why I'm spending so much money on YouTube. She asked me, am I on a Just a Fan? Hey, man, much love, brother, for your support, bro. I'm sorry you get in trouble with the wife, bro. Brother, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody. I'm not doing it. I'm just telling you that cannot be true. There's no way Manager Marty did that because Manager Marty does not have the ability to do that. I got you, brother. That's all I was saying. And I wasn't going to debate. You're not going to talk over me. You're not going to talk over that. Just not going to happen, bro. There's no way he did it. There's no way that man did that, period. Christopher Side, dude, McCurran, Fanon, I've been away busy, but congratulations on 100,000 subscribers. Thank you, brother. Well earned without compromising the facts and truth. Bro, I'm just a boxing fan and we're talking boxing, bro. That's it. I'm just a boxing fan and we talking boxing. That's it. That's it. Ain't no need to be any more complicated than that, bro. Ain't no need to be any more complicated than that. All the rest of that stuff y'all can have. And I mean it. All the rest of that y'all can have. All of it. For now, that was selfless of you, bro. Though, stand-up guy. Thank you, Mobby. I appreciate it, man, because people don't I appreciate that. But it's just, you can't do it. And I'm tired of people doing that because people did that to me. You have no idea whether I flagged you or not. You don't know that. They don't tell people who flags them. Talking about. No way. For now, no, we're fans. You're on a different level, bro. No, bro, I'm not on a different level, man. I'm telling you, I do not believe in that. I do not believe in that, man. Do not put me on no pedestal, bro. I'm going to step down. I am 6'2". That's it. 6'2". I'm probably around 265. Wish I was like 230. But that's it. That's it. I'm not higher. I'm not better. I'm not none of that. I'm a boxing fan, bro. That's it. Sometimes I'm right. Sometimes I'm wrong. It is what it is, bro. We talk, man, stop that, T. Orlando Pearson. You trolling me, man. I'm just trying to tell you, bro. It's not. All I'm trying to tell you is no, bro. Don't, none of that. And you can take with what you want. You can take what you want with that. Ain't no way. You don't get, that's not true. Gar said, Fanon, as a 63-year-old black man, I appreciate man, I missed that. Where's Gar's comment? Hold on a second, Gar. Oh, as a 60-year-old black man, I appreciate your honesty and your transparency. You one of the real ones, bro. I try to be. Much love, Manager Marty. Thank you. Salute Fanon for standing on integrity and accountability last night. Everybody heard the truth and the lies were exposed with irrefutable evidence. My name has been vindicated. I'm not guilty. You're not. There's no way that you did that. You don't have the ability to do it. Don't have the ability to do it. Bro, if somebody said you literally jumped over the Sears Tower, bro, nobody would think for a second that you jumped over the Sears Tower. You can't do it. How are you going to jump over the Sears Tower? Dude, that shit is way up there, bro. What, you got you got a mile-high vertical? Sorry, bro, unless you're a bird, you did not get over the top of that. It's just simple. You can't do it. So let's not act like he did it. Let's not defend it. Let's not put anything on that man's name because that man did not do it. He didn't do that. There's no way. He doesn't have the ability to. So y'all take where y'all want. That's what I said about Gervonta Davis. Let that man have his day in court. Let him, everybody's saying he did this, he did that. Let that man have his day in court. But thank you. I appreciate you, brother, for that support, Manager Marty. 1 million man, the Million Mile Man said, you're one of the best creators on YouTube. Appreciate all you do. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Eugene Thompson said, Fanon, you want it when you keep the boxing real boxing fan. Thank you, bro. Hey, look, man, I'm just trying to say you, man, look, dude, I don't want to keep going on that, but I was going to get that point off, bro. And we can move on, bro, and talk boxing from here forward. But Cat just wanted to know when I said, hey, man, when I started yelling like that, I started yelling that because I'm not going to let you cut me off. Because that's a debate tactic. That is just you telling me to stop talking so I don't get it out. So we got to wonder who's telling the truth. And there ain't no doubt about the fact that that man cannot do what people are saying that man did. It's not, you can't do it. If he cannot do it, you cannot know about it because he can't do it. You can't. And I don't know how much more simple you can get. Then you can't do it. I don't care that you can see it if he did it. Even though you can't, I don't care that you can see it if he did it. That man doesn't have the ability to do it. And that's slander. Now, if you want to ask me who did commit, if you do want to ask me who did commit slander, though, I'll tell you who clearly committed slander. And it wasn't Manager Marty. Because you know that's not true. You know it's not true. If anybody needs to worry about slander, it's Manager Marty who got a claim for slander. In my humble opinion. Think about who actually did commit slander. Knowingly saying something that is not true and causing harm to someone. Even as a public figure, he's going to win that. Is that not true, T. Orlando? Did I miss something? Oh, yeah, you missed a lot, brother. You missed a lot, bro. But we're going to go. Hold on, man. Stop. Exactly, bro. That's slander. That's slander. It is. That is slander. That is defamation of character. Yeah, it is. If you know it not to be true, and you don't know he did it because he couldn't do it. You know that. You know he couldn't do it. You know he can't do it. You know he didn't do it because he can't do it. You may not have known that he can't do it, but you know he didn't do it because there's no way he did it. So if I was somebody, I would stay away from Manager Marty. If Manager Marty got a lawyer, Manager Marty's not a public figure, brother. What's the height and burden? Hey, T. Orlando, what's the height and burden? Are you a public figure as soon as you put up a YouTube video with like 2,000 subscribers? Oh man, I can't wait for this card, bro. Bro, this ain't got nothing to do with me. Schoolboy left. You can get up out of here and leave because this ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't have to talk to him. That's Manager Marty. That ain't me. I got nothing to do with it. I was asked my opinion about a fact about how YouTube works. I don't have to work it out with anybody. Not interested in working it out with anybody. What's the height and burden, brother? Explain it. Hard to prove what a person knows to be false, kind of like your view on racism. Very fair. Very fair. I think you can prove it, though. I think you can prove something that you know not to be true. If it is not possible to happen and you say it happened, how can that not know it's not be knowing it's not true? If you're a jury, I think you could do it. Said, I don't think that there's a definition. I know it when I see it. Fair enough. That's what I'm saying. Then it becomes a point of argument. And I think I could get that, bro. I think I could get that. If something cannot happen, and it's not possible. There's 0% chance. Then you have to, what would you say? It's beyond what is it? A preponderance of an evidence, right? That's preponderance of an evidence because it's a tort, right? Isn't the standard preponderance of the evidence for defamation? It's preponderance, right? But he has to know, which is hard to prove if he said he didn't. Yeah, but I think you can get it by the preponderance of the evidence, bro. Because he was so specific with it. Slander. But anyway, man, let's not do this. Hey, Jay Miller said, Baturbiev yard, 2:30 our time, Central Standard Time. You better believe I'm on here. Yes, sir. But let's move off that, bro. Because again, I don't want to keep doing that. And please know, bro, I'm not mentioning anybody's name. Y'all can do all of that. Y'all can do all of that. Y'all can do all of that. Hey, hold on one second. Man, that's huge. Cal L. Coolidge said, for keeping it 100 like a true OG, Cal Coolidge in the building with that big 20 super dollar holler. Hey, man, but let's talk about this, man. Hey, y'all know y'all ain't gonna like this, bro. I know y'all ain't gonna like this. Hey, Fanon, keep blessings, Fanon. Keep the cooking. Keep the fire coming, team. Spence, DH in the building. Thank you, brother, for that support, bro. Hey, I appreciate you, T. Orlando, brother. You need to always be here, man. He said, I got to go back and watch that debate. Oh, brother, please don't. Leave it alone, bro. I didn't debate. I wasn't involved in a debate. Hey, and my man Incel said, hey, showing support, brother. Thank you so much for showing that support, bro. No, I don't want to do it, bro, because I don't care. Like I said, I'm not in it. I'm not in it in that regard, but I know Manager Marty. And people ask me the question. So once I answer the question and I tell people what it is that I think about it without the names involved, and you say that I'm wrong, bro, then I'm in it. Then I'm in it. Because, brother, I didn't lie. I didn't lie. That what I just showed you, I didn't lie. But I will tell you this. Looks like Devin Haney about to try to Doug Loma. That's what they saying out there on Boxing News 24, bro. They said, for now, you better shout out D4 for the cash. How about D4 in the building? D4 in the building said, blessings, Fanon. Keep the fire coming, brother. Boom, shaka-laka, laka-laka. Much love, brother. Soldier Slim. Thank you, bro. Am I going live for the fight? Yes, I am. Absolutely, positively, I'm going live for that fight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am. But look, man, Devin Haney says, according to Boxing News 24, that he is needing accommodations from Vasily Lomachenko to sign off on the fight. Accommodations, bro. He said, I came here for the logic games to help with LSATs. Hey, that's what's up. Hey, man. Oh, man, that's huge, bro. Thank you, man. Mr. Williams in the building with the big-time cash app, brother. He said, this is WS2 Concepts, Shepherd Man supporting, bro. Thank you, man. Big $15 holler, brother. That is a big one, brother. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, bro. And Nuke Juice out there sipping that fine single malt scotch. Man, you showed me that picture. I was like, man, that man out there in New York living pretty. What's going on, brother? To my brother Nuke Juice in the building. What's going on, bro? Yes, sir. One of the dudes with the number. Oh, shout out also to my guy I spoke to last night, bro. He said, Fanon the Don. What's going on? Dapper Douglas in the building. What's going on? Well, I don't know. Something that an A side would require. I don't know what the accommodations are. What exactly are concessions and accommodations, Fanon? Some of us not smart enough to know those terms. Concessions mean you got to give me something that I want. Concession means you have to give me something that is yours. Cobra, hey man, what's going on? Cobra Head Sports and Entertainment. What's up, Fi? What's up, Fi? Hey, thank you, brother. Wilson. Hey, man, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, man. And hey, only when you can, but I appreciate you, bro. No, he's an A side. No. The A side says he's taking the A side privileges. He's saying that he wants concessions, which means you're going to have to give me something that you have. You have to give me something that I want. Accommodations is a concession is something you got to give me something you have. You have to concede it to me. You have to give. Oh, I give you the argument, right? Accommodations mean you got to do things that I want you to do. Like you have to. So, for example, and they're kind of synonymous terms. They work together. You know, those are terms that overlap. But basically, what he's saying is this. Oh man, that's huge, bro. Y'all in that Cash App, brother. Hey man, Terrell Boxley in the building, bro. What's up, man? Thank you for that support. He says support from Columbia. Accept your flowers, brother. Let me tell you, brother, about that. I'm going to tell you for a second, Terrell Boxley. Man, tomorrow ain't promised, brother. And I ain't got you will never see me with a big head again. Because you get a big head, God, hey, man, you'll get humbled. You'll get humbled, brother. I don't want y'all wishing bad on me. I don't want y'all to resent my arrogance internally. I don't want y'all to send that energy my way, bro. So no, I'm not getting a no. Y'all sit up on that pedestal if y'all want to sit up on that pedestal. I'm going to keep my feet right here on the ground, drink this water, this cheap coffee, and say thank you for talking to me. Thank you for spending your time with me. It is not the situation where you need to thank me for spending my time with you. No. Y'all pay the bills. Let me see how this works. You pay the bills. I don't. I am going to be grateful. Thank you for talking to me. Thank you. Appreciate you. And if I have something to give you, it's yours. Like not allowing you to be misled about what another very good content creator has done. Because that guy is good. Manager Marty is good. Anal retentive, for sure. Definitely the accountant type. Definitely the accountant type. No doubt in my mind why that man does taxes. Because he's a very, very detail-oriented person. He said the pleasure was all yours. Exactly. The pleasure's all mine, bro. Don't try to convince me that you all aren't what's important in here, bro. Y'all are what's important in here. And I ain't not blowing smoke. I'm telling you the truth. That's what to me, that's what Terence Crawford doesn't understand. To me, that's what Terence Crawford doesn't understand. Brother, the fans are the reason that you are a champion. If the fans don't care about you, then you don't get, who cares that you can beat somebody up? You'll just be somebody else. You'll just be somebody else punching somebody in the face. That's it. It's the perception and the belief and the support of the fans that is the most important thing in boxing. I've been telling y'all, I ain't the media. I'm a fan. Why? Oh, you're being humble. No, I'm not. I want to be I want to be powerful. I want to be powerful. If I'm a fan, I'm powerful. If I'm a promoter, I operate at the wishes and the thoughts of the fans. So why wouldn't I rather be a fan? I am not new media. I am not new media. Never claimed it. Never claimed it. Never said I am. And you'll never hear me say I am. I don't want to be the media. I'm a boxing fan. That's it. I'm the loud person standing there with a megaphone, shaking cans. Ooh, fight, fight, fight. You're a bum. You're a bum. That's me. And that's all I am. And no more than that. I don't need to be more than that. I don't. I'm not chasing. I can tell you personal stories about why I don't want to do that. Arrogance will get you shut down by people that you think do not have power. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. There ain't nothing that ants love more than to see an elephant fall. Because that's a big meal for them ants. Fanon, love your content and your honesty is well respected. Thank you, Gar. I appreciate you, brother. And Clint Easy in the building said, Fanon, you're a definition of 10 toes down. Much respect. Thank you, Clint Eastwood. Much I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. And David Williams, hey, man, T. Orlando Pearson. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I really can't deal with Orlando Pearson. I have to tell you, it's because of people like Orlando Pearson. I can't say anything. I can't. I can't. He checks me on the regular. Hey, say 100% on point, Fanon. That's like Crawford saying he's going to beat us up in the streets, knowing it can't happen. Right. He's going to beat somebody up in the streets. Why support people that are going to support you anyway? Y'all a bunch of broke. Y'all just broke. Y'all just broke and whatever. Broken, miserable. Like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? Man, I could share a story with you. Man, I could tell you the story of somebody I know lost at least. Dog lost, about my estimation, they lost at least $40 million, bro. At least $40 million because of that. At least $40 million because of this. Same concept. You're never going to get me to do it, bro. From my understanding, Haney is demanding that each time he jabs and cuddles Loma, Loma has to smile and act like he's enjoying being cuddled and smile. Hey, man, much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you, John Boy. And Frederick Meadows says, hey, thank you, bro. Said, lost all respect for Bud, straight up coward. Hey, man. Dude, you got to respect the fans, bro. You're nobody without the fans. They could care. Dude, either you would have had to go to college or you'd have to get another job. I'm not saying you would not be successful in life without the fans, but you would not be a successful boxer without the fans. And dumping on fans is not smart, bro. Misleading fans is equally stupid. Just because you got there don't mean you staying there. Hey, for being humble yet confident always. Thank you, brother. I'm telling you, Will, brother, thank you. No better, no worse. I'm no better. I got to stop. I got to take my voice down a little bit because I'm losing my voice. No, I'm no better, no worse. I'm no better, no worse. Believe it. I don't care who you are. I'm no better. I'm no better, but I'm no worse. I'm no more, but I am no less. God made me. How can I be less than you? God made you. How can you be less than me? It's illogical. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. What you guys are talking about is social status. And that means absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. John Boy, Loma hits with a uppercut. Loma looks wobbled, but not from being hurt. He's just so comfy. Hey man, no joke though. Yeah, I'll do that today. I'll do that today. Really, right now, I need to stop projecting my voice. When God made Bud, he broke the mold. Man, look, ain't no way, brother. This is why his pay-per-view numbers are low. I mean, pretty much. It also could be why people didn't want to sign him as an amateur. Like, think for a second, bro. Think for a second. Why didn't Bud get signed as an amateur to a major promoter? Why did he not get signed to a major promoter out of the amateurs? Could it be because of what Kenny Porter said? Dealing with him is way too much. He's starting fights at amateur competitions. A grown man walks by him. He's a teenager. A grown man who's his coach walks by him in an alley and he balls up his fists like he is going to punch him. Would you sign him? Or would you say would you do like Bob Arum did and say, that's not my headache anymore. That's not my headache anymore. Fanon, the fans are Bud's workforce. Take quality fights and your fans will take care of you. Pretty much. But that's my take on it. As a boxing fan, I feel every time I buy the fight, I'm going to feel like, I have to be like, come on, man. I'm not. Why do I want to give money to support you? But anyway, back to the. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Oh, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work because I don't have it. Hey, Fanon, blessings, brother. We don't got to rehash, but you were spot on last night. Did the research, man. I appreciate that, bro. I do appreciate that. It's just kind of unfair situation. But anyway, Bud's so-called fans don't even buy his fights. They wait until YouTube plays the fight. I mean, not real boxing fans. I won't say real boxing fans, but boxing fans are going to support you if they're the type of people that want to watch any and every fight. You know what I mean? They're gonna do it, but you're not going to get. I mean, over time, it's going to come back and bite you. That's my take. You know what I mean? It's going to be like, it's going to come back and bite you because you're going to have people around you that mean you ill will. Right? And I don't doubt that there are people out there that mean bad things for him. I don't have any reason to doubt that that's the case. But don't give them reason. You know what I mean? Don't give them reason. And Bud gives them reason. Bud will give you a reason not to buy his fight. He'll flat out give you a reason not to. Well, why aren't you? If you're a boxing, think about this. If you're a boxing fan, let me turn this up so I can speak silently. Look, if you are a boxing fan, if you're a boxing fan, why would you not buy his fight? Right? Why wouldn't you? Well, he says that he can't wait to catch me in the streets. He says why that I'm miserable and I'm broke. I would buy it, but he gave me a reason not to spend my money. Terrell said, Fanon, I said it many times. Looked at who raised him. Look, man, my son is a doozy. But my son knows, like he knows. You got to check that. You can't encourage it. Like, that's why I said, like, yesterday, like, what NBA young boy, right? NBA young boy has got like 13 kids, bro. He got, yeah, I mean, my voice is shot. Because I had to yell over somebody that was trying to because I had to yell at somebody that couldn't sit there, that trying to con me and talk over me. Sorry to use it. Sorry to say it, but I lost my voice because I had to yell at a high pitch so that somebody would allow me to not get sucked into, hold on, man, hold on, man, hold on, man, stop. Hold on, man, hold on, man, hold on, man, stop. Don't talk, stop. Nobody listen to him. Everybody listen to me. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. Like you're a hypnotist or something. You good for nine? Hey, now yeah, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why, dude. Hey, John Boy says, hey, if Bud ever fight EJ, someone send EJ Cap Ash, send him 200 and stream the fight. Bud ain't getting a penny from me. That's a promise. Hey, man, no joke. Hey, you better hope people don't start doing that. You better hope people don't start doing that, bro. Terrell said, bro, your past matters. Hey, man, it does matter. Hey, what is say? Because he pick faces him not fighting Errol, he'll show a female reproduction part. Hey, man, they are what they are. Oh, yeah, watch that NBA young boy stuff. Said a young boy has a house here in Houston. That's where Floyd's daughter stabbed him and other girlfriends. He got permission for it. Watch this though. This is why I bring this up. If I was worth 50, if I was worth if I was worth 50 million dollars and I had 11 kids, 12 kids by 8 different women, it doesn't matter how much money I have. I cannot raise those kids. All I can do is pay for someone else to raise them. That's it. Hey, T. Wells said, last night that didn't happen. Remember, hey, last night didn't happen. Remember, yeah, it didn't happen, bro. Yes, I do. I have lemons in the other room. My wife told me to make some tea and have some hot lemon water and tea. Hey, give me 10 seconds, man. I'll be right back. Stay put. Stay put. All right, right back at you. Smoothie King, right back at you. All right, that'll take about 3 minutes to get ready, and then we'll be back, bro. Fanon came in with the law last night. Man, I'm just telling you, man, ain't no way. Ain't no way that happened, bro. No way that happened. I'm gonna play with my voice until I can speak clear and precisely. Excuse me. Terrell Boxley, Underwood, stop the cap so you can change a tiger to a house cat. Remember, it was raised by a single mother. Yeah, that's tough, man. But you know, it is what it is, man. It's a little bit, that's on him, bro. You can learn in life, bro. You ain't got to be a jackass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be a jackass. What channel this out? John Boy. Hey, man. Y'all go subscribe to Everything Boxing. Everything Boxing is the man, bro. I really appreciate that dude's work, man. He does great work. Anyway, honey, yeah, it's gonna be in there in a second, bro. Hey, and also try to stay away from a lot of salt until your voice returns. Yeah, I don't really eat a lot of salt anyway. So that'll be easy. I just probably need to take a day off, bro. I never stop working. And I talk hours and hours and hours. So my voice is just tired from all that yelling. But it got me. It is what it is. Yeah, I can do this. Yeah, let me talk like this. I'm going to keep it running, though. John B., that wasn't a debate. Fanon just provided his input at hand. No biggie. We're back to exactly. That's it. I didn't debate anybody. Only thing I did was just clarify a point that it can't happen. You got to get that Navaja and Ricola. Oh, that's what's up. I'll order them some because I want to do this fight today, man. Man, I want to do this fight today. I really want to do this fight today. Really, 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 really want to fight this. To watch this fight today. Hey, put up. Who do you guys got? Do you get cash apps? Yeah, the cash app's right here. Thank you, sir. The cash app is right there. Actually, I'll order it now. Hold on one second. The cash app is there right now. Terrell Boxley back in the building. Okay, I got you, brother. I got Terrell Boxley. Thank you, brother, for that support. The fight, yeah, it's isn't it early today? Yeah, it's in the UK. It's in the UK because Anthony Yardy is the UK. Fanon, you sound like a New York mob boss, Fanon the Don. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I'm not gonna rust it up. I want to debate Devon just to hear I want to debate Fanon just to hear him say, hold on, man, hold up, man, stop. Tony said, hey, Tony with the $1 holler in the chat, bro, says, thanks, OG Fanon. Anytime, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you for the support, bro. Hey, give me a second because my hot tea is available now. Hold on one second. All right, back at it. All right, back at it, man. Back at it, man. Let us talk to you, Fanon. Hey, yeah, if y'all want anybody want to jump on for the link, jump on. I'm gonna let Cass get on today because my voice is hurting. So if anybody wants to chop it up, feel free to hit the link. Anybody is free to hit that link. Anybody, except for you, King. I'll even talk to King. I will even talk to RuPaul. I'll put RuPaul to work. If Yardy's really going to win this fight, he surely has heard the rumblings about his conditioning. If so, he didn't do extra cardio to address his fatigue issues, then he deserves what he is. Even RuPaul, yeah, even RuPaul, bro. I'll talk to RuPaul. Why not? I'm injured today. So yeah, bro, I would do it. However, I do want to say, if Devin Haney does not take this fight with Lomachenko, I know you're still gonna say he didn't duck. Just so you know, I know, you know, and everybody else knows that Devin Haney, if this is true, because I already know, I heard him say it. Terrell Boxley in the building.
Yo, what's up, Fanat?
Hey, you know what I mean? Oh, my voice is shot, but I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm just trying to share some of this Colombian lifestyle with you.
Yes, sir, brother. That looks
You know what
nice,
I'm
man. That looks
saying?
nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's bright and sunny every day. But
That's what's up.
no, it's like no, I stand tall on what I said. Like I know a boxer that's actually in his camp, that actually trains in Nebraska with him, and I could just tell how like Bud literally dominates everyone, like mentally. I mean, he's of course he's an athlete and he has the most experience there, but it was like he was afraid to be honest, like because we were like face to face, like I was talking to him because he came back for Thanksgiving, back to where we live, and uh, and I said, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I told him, I said, dude, he's not gonna fight. He's like, oh yeah, he's gonna fight Spence. I said, bruh. He's like, no, Spence is scared of him. I said, Spence is not scared of him. I said, Spence is he's gonna do the same thing that he does. He's going to be disciplined. He's gonna walk him down. He's gonna work hard, and and then again, Bud gets hit. And like we all know, but when Bud gets hit, fact that he is not
You're
that
breaking
loses.
up a little bit, man.
Can you hear me?
You're
I'm
breaking
just
up. You're breaking up. It's like coming in and out.
sorry. Hold on one second.
Can you
Can you
speak
speak
now?
now?
Maybe
Maybe
it may be easier.
one second. One second. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you well
Can you hear
now.
me now?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Well, no, I was just saying. So I had personally like talked with the guys like he gets punched in the face like he trains with him, and I said, dude, I don't know about that gym. I'm telling you, like if you're really serious about your career, bro, you might want to look at moving to Vegas. And then guess what he did?
What? What?
He went to Vegas and started training out of Vegas. Because you just the way that they operate out there in Nebraska, that last fight, man, that was crazy with the gloves. It's really crazy how they do business, like lying to the fans. Like again, as everyone keeps saying on here, like Bud Bud couldn't pay me to watch his fights. He could he destroyed his trust. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a big man, and I'm not like if Bud threatened me, yeah, he might get me, but I wouldn't be scared to fight him. You know what I'm saying? But him telling that to the fans, like you said, he's an asshole. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, and you're right, he does have to take accountability. This is a man that's 35, 36. He has to be more accountable for what he says and what he's doing and his reputation. To me, he's somewhat of a he's like I wouldn't. His career is a suspect. Again, who has he fought? Who is he fighting? And then whenever he has the chance to make history, he comes up with these. It's like talking to a female. Well, I did that. I did that. Uh, uh, I was undisputed already, and even though I could do it again, I don't need to do it no more. What? 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 You know? Do you know what that sound like? Do you know how crazy that
Yeah,
sounds?
it sounds
Then,
kind of funny.
and then when you said, did you hear how he said, "Oh, down the road, maybe. Oh, someday." I'm like, what? Like when you
No,
ask a girl out on a date, hey, Jenny, would you like to go on a date? Someday, maybe. Well, just not right. Do you see what I'm like? It's crazy, and there's no man around him that he respects and truly listens to. And this is why he is having the failures. And what's $3 million when Floyd Money Mayweather was making $30 million a fight before he started making no $50 million fight, the $100 million fight? What is a 3 million? Oh, he gets a $3 million guarantee from Bob. That's it.
yeah. Make sure you don't do that. Oh, that hot tea does work a little bit, man. But look, man, be careful because anyway, I won't say it, bro. I'll let it slide.
Look,
Go ahead.
look, look, I'll just hit because even when he was getting his top, even when his contract, when he was working through his contract, when I heard, oh, he's only getting 3 million, 3 million. What is man? Look, that's some good money for the Midwest. Like if you're a small business owner and you're making $3 million, yeah, that's good. But we're talking about you're supposed to be the best pound for pound, and you never ever show me the $10 million. Show me the 10 million. You can go back and look at Floyd Money Mayweather
Look, bro.
signing a $100 million to because at the end of the fight they have to sign to receive their check. Floyd Money Mayweather showed everyone he signed to get his $100 million check. Man, I don't want to hear nothing. So you talking about some? Oh man, I'm pound for pound. What does that mean? You're broke for broke. He's broke for broke, and he's stupid. He
Hey,
doesn't have no common sense.
hold on one second, real quick. John Boy said exactly, Terrell. I refuse to make a penny for Bud. And John Boy said, matter of fact, I quit smoking Bud because it's called Bud. F that, I'm going to hard drugs.
You know what I call
Man,
him?
much
I
love
call
and
him.
that's that,
You
bro.
might, if for now, you know what I've since he ducked, I've coined the term Budisha. I call him Budisha. I don't even. He doesn't. Because he has female tendencies, and you know what? I call a woman by her name, Budisha.
I don't know why y'all do that, man.
No,
Like, why y'all put that on women?
because the woman that raised him, if you don't see how crazy she is and how crazy it correlates, there's a clear correlation when you go back and you listen to his story, his origin, and his mother and how toxic she was and
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
and then you look at these his actions, man. But I don't been running my mouth.
It's
Sorry,
all right, man. It's
gentlemen.
all good.
Sorry about your
It's
voice.
all good.
Uh, I know what you mean. Like it's like for now, I've been in the club, and then the next day you don't got a voice. Trust me.
Yeah, man. Look, you got to leave the mama out though, bro. That's
Nah,
a real
man.
one. But look, man.
Mm-mm.
Let me get these next couple dudes on here,
Yeah, yeah,
man. Appreciate you.
yeah, man.
Appreciate.
I'm gonna get out here and get a walk in South America, y'all. Hey, man, get your passports and travel. It's okay. It's okay, gentlemen, to be the bad guy. And you can listen to Fanon all around the world. YouTube works on the other side of the globe. Trust me.
Yes, sir, man. That's what's up, man.
All the
Thank
way,
you,
and I'll
man.
keep supporting you, man. I'm gonna keep supporting you. I'm gonna keep giving you your flowers from now on until the day that you decide that you don't want to do this no more.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. Appreciate you,
Yes,
man. All
and
right,
I'll
Terrell.
listen.
We'll see you
I'll
next time,
listen in the
brother.
background. Bye.
All right, brother. All right, brother. Hold on one second. I gotta my man said women got way more balls than Bud. Hey, my voice is feeling better with this tea. Like it really is. Like I feel it relaxing. Um, hold on, real. Hey, Antoine DeGrat, just hold on because I'm gonna let this dude King on real quick so we can get this one done. Yes,
Yo,
King.
yo, Fanan, I know you take me with a grain of salt, and
Get out of my face. Like I said, I'd let you on. I didn't say I'd talk to you. I ain't that stupid. Anyway, what's going on, man? Antoine the Great.
What's up, Fanon? Or should I say, Mr. Martin Blackwell?
No, hey man, whatever one works for you, brother. Whatever one works for you.
Hey, brother. Oh well, my last name is DeGreat.
The
I
great.
was
Thank you. Thank
born and raised in Dallas. My family is actually from Waco, but you know what I'm saying. I'm out of Dallas. I live in Santa Monica now. A union carpenter. But
you. Yes, sir. Hey, hold on one
give you
second.
your
Hey,
flowers.
King, one quick. Hey, King, if you jump back on Noop's honor, I'll let you speak. But I did have to slap you in the mouth real quick. Okay. But if you come back, I won't throw you off. I promise. Go ahead. Go ahead, Antoine.
Hey man, I had to give you flowers. I've been listening to you since like late 18, early 19. I love your show. I listen to you every morning. I crack up with you. A lot of times I don't put much into the chat because I'm at work.
Right.
But yeah,
Right.
I just want to touch bases on some. You're about
Yes,
my
sir.
age. I'm 53, about to be 54 this year.
Exact
Um,
same age. We're the same age.
okay. This pirating thing that Bud brought up about the fire stick, brother. You remember cable
Yes.
when when you used to pirate cable? Uh, so
Yes.
so wasn't the pirating with the pay per views going on back then?
Yes.
Was it
Yes.
affecting money?
Yes. It literally is. Yes, there's nothing different. People were stealing pay-per-views in the 90s with exactly like Spiritual Base said, with the hot box. They were stealing them with the hot
Exactly.
box and the scramblers. Same stuff. People had all that stuff. All
You
that.
know, I just couldn't understand why this is becoming such an issue with people. You know, money is not being lost. It's gaining. It's just not as much gained as it was back then.
Yeah. Because they're looking for a reason to call these guys a failure. That's it.
There you
There
go.
it's any way that you can try, you can find a way for somebody to be a failure, right?
I,
No matter what Gervonta Davis does or the PBC does, it's never good. Like the same people, they weren't complimenting Floyd Mayweather Jr. when Floyd Mayweather Jr. was doing 3-4 million pay-per-views. All they said was, it wasn't worth it. It was boring. So now that so they're gonna find something. Those guys are gonna find something to say. They do it every time. What's going on, Eric Gomes? They're gonna do it every time, bro. Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean and what you're saying is true, 100%.
so yeah, I just wanted to put that in the air, you know, because like I said, we at that age, we know we lived through that part of it. I know for a fact, for at least 10 years, I had a rig box.
Yeah, there you go. You know,
So I don't know what they talking about. I pay for cable, you know. I pay for my pay per views, but yeah, I know. It's been in life.
it's
This is
been
what
like,
we've done.
it's been
My
like,
my my second point. All I'm gonna say is this: whoever fight Bud from this day forward, little buddy, whoever fights him from this day forward, better keep somebody in his locker room while he warming up, all that good stuff. I don't care. When you walk in the locker room, I need somebody to walk in from my team with you, be standing there watching you and making sure everything is right with you. That's the best way I can put that.
That is polite because those gloves blowing up and how those gloves looked, man, that's that like it. I don't know how anybody can see that and say, hold on, man, we know that you knocked that dude out with gloves that were faulty. We know it. And it doesn't
Hey,
matter whether they were we don't know whether it was a managed a defect um by the manufacturer, or whether or not you did it on purpose. It makes no difference. In both cases, you had defective gloves and you hit this man with your gloves and all that stuff, padding coming out. So that if it was on Everlast, it doesn't matter because it literally and truly was on the it was literally their gloves were falling apart when you were hitting them. So what difference does it make whether it was your fault or the other person's fault? Doesn't matter. We know that those gloves were defective and you knocked him out with defective gloves, whether they were tampered or defective. Those are gloves that he should not have had, that he should not have worn. And since since it is not legal to fight with defective gloves, I'm 100% with you on that, man.
yeah, yeah. So look, for now, I'm gonna let you get back to work. Keep cooking these fools, letting them know what the real is. We keep it 100 because we're grown men and we talk and we respect each other and give each other the opportunity to speak so that we can get our points across.
And let me
All
add
right.
something. Let me add something. Exactly, brother. And let me add something to that. If you didn't grow up with a daddy or whatever issue you got, that's what older men are for. Some of y'all that are young act like older people, like you act like age is a curse. It's not. The fact that me and Antoine can talk about stuff that happened in the 1990s, things that happened in the 1980s, we've seen it go down over and over and over and over and over again. And you guys have been we've been around the block 53 times. There's some things you learn by continuing to go around the block 53 times successfully. Now let's repeat this. We've gone around the block 53 times successfully. Antoine's is alive. I'm alive. Brother, don't you know a whole lot of cat? Were you born in 69?
Yes, sir.
Right. How many people do y'all know? How many people do you know that ain't made it
Man,
this far? How many people do
man,
you know? Tell them.
I know a lot, bro. I know a lot. And I'm talking about, from health, from these streets, I mean, God has blessed me. He's truly blessed me and my family that I didn't grow up with a dad. I had uncles that were men in my life that taught me. They helped me to see what life really is and what it is to be a man. Respect is not something that's given; it's earned to you because you respect other people. When you have a helping hand, to I'm gonna say it this way, man. My stepdad said this to me when I was a teenager. You got to know somebody from every walk of life, from the bum on the corner to the mayor in the office, from the businessman that owns his own store to the fire department, the people that work in the fire department in your community, and the police department in your community. You want to know everybody, but you have to respect them so that they can respect you when they do see you.
Absolutely, brother. Yes, sir.
All right, brother.
Bro. Yes,
hey,
sir.
Man. God bless you, your family, all of your endeavors. You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get back in this chat room and keep listening.
Yes, sir, brother. So the guy that said to drop the link, I dropped the link. I don't mind. But this, hey man, that hot tea definitely helped a lot. Thank y'all for the advice. If I just learn to stop projecting so much, it'll go away. It'll get better. Thank you. All right, brother. The great one. Holler at you, brother.
Down, bro.
All right. So, King, you finally given up. You finally given up. I promise you, though, and I'm not lying. Oh, there he is. Okay. King.
Are you letting me talk?
I'm not stopping you. I'm not stopping you.
I was saying, I know you take me with a grain of salt, and I know that you have extrapolated in your head already that this conversation is going to lead to nothing but a dead end. But I was just saying maybe we can make amends, squash the beef. What do you think?
No.
That's all I had to say.
Peace. There you go. No worries. I said I'll let you speak. Not interested in it, brother. Sometimes you just go too far. And I'm not interested in it. What's up? How you feeling today? I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling very, very good. I can't complain about anything, man. Life is good. We're going to go maybe about another 15 people, another 15 minutes. I do want to get some cats. So this is the same person who gets kicked off BF. Yeah, exactly. Like, man, I'll let you talk for a second, but no, I'm not interested in that, bro. For what? You know what I mean? For what? I just wish you wouldn't come back. That's if you want to make amends, let's do it next lifetime, brother. Next lifetime. Anyway, so let's keep it pushing because my voice did relax a little bit, man. Life is real good, brother. Oh, man, that's what's up. All right, y'all. Hey, Rachel, what's going on? How you feeling, Rachel? Or Nonito? Don't know which one you are. Don't know which you are. Squash the beef and I know. I don't have a beef. I don't have a beef. But let me tell you something, bro. And I mean this. Sometimes I just don't need you in my life. Period. Greg Coleman in the building. What's going on, man?
What's up with for nine?
I'm good, brother. I can't
How you
complain,
doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How you feeling, man?
Chilling, man. Hey, I'm just glad to see you in good spirit, man. I watch you like more than anybody, bro. And the way you break down your stuff, man, it's actually got me into boxing because I was an MMA cat for real.
Oh, that's
but
what's
now,
up.
yeah. So I just want to let you know, man. Don't let these people stress you out, brother. Your spirit strong. Stay strong. And I'm gonna support you, man. I heard you say something about you gonna stop when you 65, man. You got to keep on burning, man. We need you out here, bro. That's all I wanted to say, man. Just keep your head up, bro, and let these haters hate, man. That means you doing something.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man, a lot.
Peace and love, brother.
All right, peace and love, brother. Thank you for the encouragement, man. Oh, that's nice, man. What's going on, Incel? What's going on, Kamal Oz? I see you, brother. I'll get you in a minute. What's going on, Incel? How you feeling?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, Don?
Man, I'm good. Voice is a little hoarse, but other than that, man, I'm good, brother.
I don't want to get on your nerves too much, but
never, brother.
Bud to me is not a duck. You know what I'm saying? And I explain that. He's 35. He's near the end of his career. I don't have a problem taking the Avenetian fight to get a quick bag. He didn't like his contracts that he got from Spence, so why should he sign it? He's a professional, not an amateur. He need to make as much money as possible.
Are you asking me a question?
Yeah, I'm not saying that's why I don't think he's a duck because of that.
Okay. I would say he was going to make more money fighting Errol. And also, he agreed to fight Errol. That's what he said. So if you agree to it, and then
he didn't sign it though. I
know he didn't sign it. That's true.
Right.
But he said that he said, because he definitely didn't agree. He said, I agreed to all your terms, and he went and he fought for less money. So if he's wanted to make more money, he would have fought him. But that's how I see it. But I can't really, go into a lot of detail because my voice is hoarse. So, at this point in time, I'll just say I understand where you're coming from 100%. I see it a little bit differently. One real quick though. John Boy said, that's like me running into Bud and I asked for forgiveness for all the trash I talked. First off, that never happened. I ain't no itch. No doubt. And John Boy back in the chat said, Bud fans like Bud making all kind of lies, delusional. Bro, there's a lot of people out here lying. There's a lot of people out here lying. Flat out lying. And like I say, false in one makes me suspect that you're false in all. False in one, I can suspect that you are false in all. Especially what you do when my daddy says not to do. My daddy's advice about lying was do not waste a lie. Don't waste one. Sometimes you gotta lie. There's lies in the universe for a reason. Sometimes, hey man, somebody say, hey man, you got some money? And you say, nah, man, I got no money. There may be a reason to say that, right? For self-defense, to preserve something, whatever. But don't waste them. Don't tell little dumb ones. Hey, yeah, but I incel, bro. And one more time. My man, Matthew Thomas said, hey, how's everybody? Great day to talk this boxing. As always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you for that support. But so go ahead, incel. That's all I can say about that.
Well, when he wants to fight him now, do you think Errol Spence would even waste the time to fight him, though? If he felt he got screwed over, he messed with his money?
If they got my, this is just my suspicion, that if they, and not just Errol, but the PBC and Showtime, because you got to remember, he didn't just ghost Errol Spence. He wasted a lot of time, a lot of the PBC's time, and a lot of Showtime's time. And the fact that he did that, though, they have to be looking at him like, look, man, for whatever reason you did it, you still did it. So I believe that if they really believed that he was going to take it, that they would do it. Because I think Errol wanted it to begin with. But I don't think anybody is going to, basically, the situation has to get to the back of the line. Because the line was held up. Like Terence Crawford was at the front of the line, negotiating at the front of the line. And then as soon as they figured, okay, we're going to come in, you're coming in, he says, nah, I'm going over there. So all those other guys had to wait. And like I said, man, there's a lot of people keep acting like I'm telling you, they say things that are very, very convenient. Like Showtime and HBO or Showtime and PBC are going broke. That's the reason why the fight wouldn't happen. Even though the only thing that people are saying publicly is, and this is from Keith Thurman, this is from Stanionis, this is from Jaron Ennis. All of those guys are saying the reason I didn't fight was because we were waiting for Errol Spence and Terence Crawford to have a date. And some of them were supposed to be on that card in October, November, and December. So they have a lot of other people that they work with who now they have to make sure that these guys get dates and that these guys have fights. And Terence Crawford, at the very least, proved, at least from their point of view, that he's not reliable because of how he handled that deal. If he would have told people that I'm negotiating with somebody else, so this is not 90% done, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, they could have then made decisions based off that understanding that he had, but they did not have. So once bitten, what do you call it? Once burnt, once bitten, twice shy. You know what I mean? You get caught, you get screwed over. The next time you go into it, you're going to be looking at it a little bit more like, I don't know. unless you believe what certain people are saying, which is just they're all a bunch of liars. People that get caught in lies on a regular basis saying those guys are just lying. I don't buy it. That's me. All right, bro. Is that good, bro?
Well, yes, it is good. Maybe he could negotiate with Spence and take a little mess, take 30%, try to get that fight.
Hey, if he does
or 35 or take 30 and get 40 on the rematch. He definitely need to get them 2 fights if he can even get 1 fight at this point.
Bro, those guys said, this is what Steven Espinoza said. Steven Espinoza said, there ain't nothing to talk about. We already squashed everything out. So, and some of the things that he's asking for, he's not going to get. So pretty much they're already at are you going to sign? If you sign this, and we can move on. So any kind of conversation about, let's have this fight on BLK Prime. Let's take this fight and have it funded for this amount. Dude, those guys are already saying no to all of that. So really, it's Bud just has to say, hey, I'm going to sign this agreement. Send me the contract. I'm going to sign it. If they send him the contract, he signs it, I think there'll be a fight. If not, I doubt that they're going to go through that again, especially when you have Steven Espinoza referring to it as a, what do you call it? A soap opera. Like nobody wants to go through that soap opera again. And that's what people made out of it. They made a big soap opera out of it. But hey, man, I appreciate an incel. You, just so you know, brother, thank you so much for your support on the channel. And disagreement aside, you are always welcome to jump on, always welcome to share your opinion all the time.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it, Fanon.
Now, thank you. No, brother, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for what you do for me. I appreciate it.
No problems. No problems.
All day, bro. All right, man.
Great show.
Okay.
Thank
and
you
let me
for
tell
having
you why. Let me tell you why. Because most people don't get to see your support. Most people don't get to see your support. You're a dude that'll just support and not really say anything. So trust me, brother. I appreciate you, man. All right, man. I get back.
All right.
Yes, sir. Kamal Oz, and I see D-Town Boxing in the building. Hey, let me get this couple super chats, brother, and then we'll be on and popping. My man, oh man, where'd this go? Gotta make sure I didn't miss one. Go back. Oh, this shit was a while ago. Hey, Matthew Thomas said, hey, how's everybody? This great day to talk. Oh, I got that, to talk boxing. Yep. And then my man John Boy in the building said, women got way more balls than Bud. Man, you're wrong for that. You were wrong for talking bad about women like that. Oh, and then I got that one. Let me slide back down, make sure I didn't miss anything, because I thought I did. John, oh, I got John Boy on that. Oh, fuck, that shit just flew on me. Sorry, brother. Oh, here you go. Aaron Muhammad said, great show for Nan. You are purifying these boxing waters out here, my brother. You're having an impact that you may not be aware of, but man, thank you. Hey, man, all day, Aaron Muhammad, brother, and thank you for your support, bro. Thank you for your support, man. Thank you. And Matthew Thomas, I did miss that. Is there really anything to talk about? Sign it. No, there's not. Sign it. Much love, brother. Thank you for that support. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry, Kamal. What's happening, brother? Thank you. And thank you for showing your face, young man.
Yeah, I figured I showed my face, but like you said, I showed BFTB my face because I had never called into him. And so he has that requirement so he doesn't get a troll on. So, yeah, man, I really appreciate what you do. I was listening in last night as well for that. That was an all-time great live. We got over 1,000 people on there for something that was not a fight-by-fight, blow-by-blow analysis. Great deal there. I'm going to talk about the fight tonight or this afternoon. I've been watching Better Biev, and this is where I'm going to expose corporate media and the racist in the media, because Better Biev was with Al Heyman when he came in. Yvonne Michelle Group in Montreal was working exclusively with Al Heyman, and he was on the PBC cards with Showtime. And I was watching him come up through the PBC when he was on Fox, all this other stuff going 1-0, 2-0, 5-0, getting knockouts. And I was like, this guy's a monster. Nobody in corporate media was talking about him because he was associated with Al Heyman. So the racism in corporate and the bias in corporate media, people need to realize doesn't just extend to African-American or Cuban or black fighters from South America. It goes to white fighters who are with the PBC too, because they didn't want to talk about Caleb Plant either and give him his respect before the Canelo fight. So Beterbiev is a monster. When I was watching him, I was like, looked at his amateur career. I knew that he went a pro very late. Dude is a monster. He basically retired Gvozdyk, as you can remember, seriously injured Adonis Stevenson. Yep. Gvozdyk was a good boxer, seriously injured Adonis Stevenson. We thought he could potentially die after that. Thankfully, Adonis has recovered at least somewhat. Beterbiev is a legitimate pound for pound fighter. He's got like 100% knockout ratio. Anthony Yard, if you can remember, he still doesn't have a corner. I don't even think he spars in his training anymore. There's no question who's going to win this fight. I mean, it'd be a miracle or, something unexpected if Yard were to beat Beterbiev. Beterbiev is like a freaking monster, bro. I mean, he just has that ridiculous KO percentage. He has that ridiculous pop. Nobody went through Joe Smith Jr. like Beterbiev did, right? Joe Smith Jr. went in there and I was thinking, okay, Joe Smith's going to give him a good fight for the first 2-3 rounds. Nah, bro. Beterbiev went through him like a knife on butter. And let me tell you now, corporate media wants to give Beterbiev props and respect because why? He's with Top Rank. It's all their game, their agenda is clear to see. And those people who hate on PBC on the YouTube, it's clear to see because they're praising Beterbiev now that he's associated with Top Rank, where they were ignoring him and they were giving guys like Green Beans their prospect of the year when Beterbiev was clearly a better prospect than them. So I've been rocking with Beterbiev since the jump, since he turned pro. That dude is special. Let me tell you about this. Eddie Hearns is blocking, and I'll keep on saying this because I'm the only person on YouTube, either a content creator or a fan or a contributor, who's talking about Eddie Hearns blocking Undisputed. Both Beterbiev and Bivol say they want it. Aram says he will allow it. Now, after Bivol won, he dropped his demands and stuff like that and saying that Bivol was boring. Eddie Hearns is talking about making Bivol versus Joshua Buatsi. Who the fuck cares about Joshua Buatsi? And excuse my French. Who cares about Buatsi? He's unknown in America. We don't care about that. He's talking about making Callum Smith versus Beterbiev. We don't need to see that. Callum Smith is a cricket player, bro. I mean, the way he fought Canelo with his arms all swollen and stuff, he just let Canelo tee off on him. Arguably lost to John Ryder. No, man, we don't need your games. So I'm telling you in YouTube, I'm telling you in corporate media, I'm telling other people who contribute to these channels to talk about Eddie Hearns putting up more roadblocks. We don't want to see Callum Smith, period. I don't want to see him ever again after the way he went out against Canelo and the way he looked against, what's that boy, John Ryder. I don't want to see that guy again. And I surely as hell don't want to see Joshua Buatsi versus Bivol. Both Bivol and both Beterbiev say they want it. It's undisputed. Give it to us. And if it's not next, because Eddie Hearn is trying to handicap Bivol, taking him down to 168, despite the fact that he beat your boy's ass, Canelo, the guy who you said was God Nello and all these false.
Come on. Come on. I'm about to just put my camera off. Do not stop talking.
Okay.
Because brother, I sit here and listen to you, and you always jump off. And I'm like, dude, you keep asking me to do these videos. I'm like, bro, why don't you just come on my show and you let everybody know what the deal is? And D-Town Boxing, let me get them all from sitting back here all day. D-Town Boxing is here too. So we'll shift to D-Town. But I'm just going to turn it off and you keep cooking, okay?
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. And D-Town, if you want to interject, feel free to interject. I just don't want to keep you back there any longer than you already been there, brother. And let me get these two super chats. Lee Boxing Truth says, speaking nothing but the truth. And John Bowie again said, dang, I'm telling you, man, y'all great supporters, bro. Dang, I swear I thought Kamal was a white analysis type guy. No disrespect, but much to your boxing knowledge. Brother John Boy, you just exposed that you're Asian because anybody named Kamal, his name is Kamal Oz. That's like anybody wondering whether or not Tiger Woods is black or not. His name is Eldrick Woods. Okay. Anybody named Eldrick Woods. Where you from, the East Coast or California? What coast you from, man?
Me originally? Yeah. I'm originally from California, man, but I've been in Texas most of my life. I'm a 49ers fan. Never forgot the 49ers. But yeah, I'm originally from the San Francisco Bay Area, moved out here in the early 90s. Never got the Texas accent, though, kept the California accent.
Are your parents from there?
My parents are originally from Atlanta. That's where I was born. But, you know, I've gone back and forth to Atlanta. So, you know, I was born in Atlanta. My sister was born in California. My brother was born here in Dallas. So all three kids born in 3 different states.
You sound like you're from somewhere with a neutral accent.
Yep, California.
And you've got parents and things that speak in a neutral accent. And that's why you sound like that. But, you know, it is what it is. So I'll be right back. In D-Town, make sure you cut right in, brother, because I don't want to do you wrong, brother. Thank you for coming by, man. And let me make sure I didn't miss another super chat, and then I'll be right back, bro. Thank y'all for helping me out with my voice today. Thank you. Go ahead, Kamal. I'm just trying to get my camera.
Well, I want to get D-Town if you want to, because I've spoken for a bit. D-Town, you want to go ahead.
No, go ahead and cook, man. You on fire. I don't want you to forget nothing.
Okay, so yeah, let me just say I got Beterbiev. We don't need to overthink this. Anthony Yard, to my knowledge, still doesn't spar and it doesn't have a traditional corner. So Beterbiev is going to take him to the guillotine, bro. I mean, that's going to be ugly. And you know, we need to put the pressure on Eddie Hearn because he is getting away with all this bullshit. He's getting away with preventing undisputed. Nobody's asking him the tough questions. This is what I hate about boxing journalists. They're not really journalists. They're afraid to ask the real questions to Eddie Hearns and Canelo. They play favorites. And, you know, Eddie Hearns has maneuvered to get John Ryder an undeserved fight with Canelo. And let me go into that history too. John Ryder was David Morrell Jr.'s mandatory for like 6 months to a year. Eddie Hearns had John Ryder duck that mandatory, and he said it. People would ask him, hey, when is John Ryder going to fight David Morrell? That's his mandatory. He said, that's a tough fight. We're not going to take it. Openly talking about how he was ducking that fight. Then John Ryder fights Danny Jacobs in London, and it's a robbery. They robbed Danny Jacobs. Undeserved victory for John Ryder. And then John Ryder's just sitting there, not going to fight David Morrell, just sitting there as an option to do something. And they float his name for Canelo. Then I have to say this about Demetrius Andrade. I like Demetrius Andrade as a boxer. He's made some bad career choices, but most importantly, we all make mistakes. I made a ton of mistakes. I'll never claim to be perfect. But he was right there in line to push for the WBO against, I forgot the guy's name, another British dude, lower tier guy. And he said he had an injury and he pulled out of the fight initially. Then they came back to him and then he pulled out of the fight completely. And the WBO actually said that Canelo didn't have a mandatory due for 18 months because they preempted Demetrius Andrade from being Canelo's mandatory because they figured that he would beat the British guy. I forgot that guy's name, who was going to fight for the mandatory that John Ryder beat. And so Canelo doesn't even need to fight John Ryder because they preemptively protected Canelo at the WBO.
But was he a super?
He was going to fight. I forgot the guy's name from the UK. Somebody probably knows it. He wasn't going to be a super, but he dropped his 160 belt. He was going to move up to 168 because he wanted to put more pressure on Canelo. And they ordered him to fight this guy who'd been waiting for his guy from the UK who'd been waiting for his title opportunity. God, that guy's name escapes me. I forgot his name. Anyway, Andre pulled out of that fight and then signed with the PBC. And the thing that I was saying was I was wishing that Andre stayed with that fight Not because Canelo was ever going to freaking fight him, but if he would have been Canelo's mandatory, because he would have gone to the UK and beat the bum who John Ryder eventually came in and beat, that would have put pressure on Canelo that was ridiculous. Because in the WBC, you still had David Benavidez, who we can recall that Canelo had no interest in coming up and fighting for the WBC when David Benavidez had that strap. You had at the WBA, you had David Morrell Jr., who is the secondary titleist. And WBA's been consolidating belts, and that was supposed to be order consolidation between Canelo and David Morrell. Funny enough, WBA has never ordered that consolidation. The IBF at 168 has this unidentified unknown Cuban guy, William Skull Jr., who I think they're going to name as his mandatory. I'm not sure what's going to happen. He's just number one at this point. And then you have the Bivol rematch, which we know he doesn't want. And you got Beterbiev at 175. So those two roadblocks, giant Russian polar bears, are there at 175. So the only complaint I had with Andre is that he didn't take that WBO fight, and that would have just really put Canelo like completely in a trap, because he would have had to fight John Ryder in a vacuum, because John Ryder would have had no mandatory status or anything like that. Now he goes and John Ryder beats that British bum, I forgot his name again, and he becomes a WBO mandatory. But the WBO is not even due. It's not even due because they said 18 months from whenever Canelo beat, what's his boy's name, Caleb Plant. So really, I think the IBF is the next rotation due. So that's the only complaint I had about Andrade, is that I think he should have gone through with that WBO fight. Not that he would have gotten the Canelo fight, because the sanctioning bodies were already playing games. They were saying, hey, David Benavidez can fight Andrade and we'll consolidate mandatories. You've never heard of sanctioning bodies doing that bullshit. Never, never, never. Consolidating mandatories to make life easier for Canelo. So let's talk about this. Canelo knows how dangerous Beterbiev is, because when he fought Kovalev off the short camp after that war with Anthony Yard, some people did ask him, hey, we're going to fight Bivol, you're going to fight Beterbiev. He said, no, Kovalev is the best at 175. Then later on, sometime last year, maybe 18 months ago, Canelo came out with this statement saying, we wanted to fight Beterbiev. We sent his camp an offer for a fight, but we never got an offer back. They asked Beterbiev, who we know is a very pious guy, very religious. He's not going to be like a Kovalev that's getting drunk during camp. He's not going to be like someone who's undisciplined and potentially is going to, fall down in a fight. He's going to be somebody who's takes great pride in who he is, and he's going to be honest. They asked Beterbiev, did you ever get an offer from Canelo? Did they ever reach out to your team? And Beterbiev said no. They asked Yvon Michel, who's his manager, did you ever hear from Canelo's team or not? And they said no. And so it was exposed that once again, Canelo was lying. There was no follow-up to say, well, if you didn't hear from him, why didn't you try to even go further and contact him directly? So we know, the world knows, corporate media is now exposing, unfortunately, because of affiliation, that Beterbiev is one bad dude. And so when these dudes in corporate media, these fanboys, these man fans were saying, God Nello this, God Nello that, they were covering for the fact that Canelo was not going anywhere near Beterbiev. And not only that, he was lying. So he took Kovalev, a 40-year-old who had been knocked out in two of his past, 4 or 5 fights, and fought him, lied about fighting Beterbiev, or reaching out to Beterbiev, I should say. And now they don't ask the follow-up questions because of their agenda. All right, I'm going to go on pause.
Oh, real quick, let me get this, man. My man Lamar Jones said, Fanon, the greatest boxing channel around. Overrated, brother. I appreciate you. Appreciate you overrating me. George Woods in the building. Said, Fanon in the chat room, good afternoon, with a lot of positive energy. Thank you, brother, for that support, man. It means everything. Truly does. And I think that's it on the chat. And on my man, George Woods right back at you. Said 9, John B. If there are no politics around Ali, if there was no politics around Ali, would he be the greatest or a great boxer? If there were no politics around Ali, would he be the greatest? Or you mean if there were politics? There were a lot of politics around him. But the thing is with him, he had an organization with a lot of money and a lot of, security, which was the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam bought basically got Muhammad Ali from the Kentucky Mafia. And once he went with the Nation of Islam, then he basically had very heavy financial support, because not a lot of people know during the time the Nation of Islam was huge at the time, and they had a lot of money, and they had a lot of security with the Fruit of Islam. So yeah, bro, he was kind of like in a really good situation, brother. Thank you, George Woods, for that support. What's going on, Rachel? How you feeling?
Good morning. YouTube was I think on hormones yesterday or something. Everyone was yelling at everyone and so hyper. It was fun though, different for Friday night.
God, man, plug. Hey, so go D-Town. I'm gonna let D-Town. What you want to talk about, D-Town? Then we're gonna go to Rachel and Nonito. If Nonito's there, shout out to you, champ.
Salute to everybody that's on the panel, Fanon and Rachel Donaire. I did a video, I think about her. I think one of the videos that she had did talking about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford as far as negotiations. But anyway, I just wanted to bring it back as far as people insight on Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. We don't hate Terence Crawford. We just don't like the way that he lies to the fans and how he mislead the fans as far as want them or us to believe that he wants to fight Errol Spence Jr. or the PBC fighters. When he moved up to 147, just like his trainer said that they took the easy route. He was undisputed. He could have fought any of the champions, but he decided to go after the easiest champion, which was Jeff Horn. He could have fought for the vacant WBC, which would have been between him and Danny Garcia. He could have fought for the IBF, which would be Errol Spence Jr., or the WBA, which would have been Keith Thurman. But he decided to go after Jeff Horn, waiting to see if Pacquiao was going to activate his rematch clause, knowing that when Pacquiao lost, he did not activate his rematch clause because of I believe the dues that he had in the Philippines. So the whole time, Terence Crawford, to me, in my eyesight, my opinion, that he was clout chasing them. And if he wanted to fight these guys, he had numerous opportunities to fight these guys. So for the people that say that we hate Terence Crawford, we don't hate him. We just don't like that Terence Crawford is lying to the fans. Now, we talk about Terence Crawford is because he's one of the great fighters and he holds the WBO strap. So this is the reason why we talk about him. If he was a fighter that was not great in the ring, did not have skills, and we didn't believe he was one of the top fighters, we wouldn't be talking about him. But we're talking about him because we believe that he is part of the creme of the creme. Now, he is not the alpha or the king at 147. That is Errol Spence Jr. So Errol Spence Jr. don't have to go see him. He have to go see Errol Spence Jr. So for me, for all the fans that keep saying that Terence Crawford wants to fight Errol Spence Jr., if he did, he would have signed his name on the dotted line. He made the other fights easy, but when it came to Sean Porter and Errol Spence, for some reason it was a obstacle or some kind of something was in the way that it made it to where he didn't want to fight those guys. Now we know Sean Porter had to pull out the mandatory card or whatever it had to be for him to fight Terence Crawford. They tried to give him $1 million, and Sean Porter said that I fight lower level guys more than $1 million. So in that route, the fight was manifested. And then now, when it was opportunity for Terence Crawford to fight Errol Spence Jr., he didn't want to take that fight. But he could fight David Avenisia, who was ranked, 5, 6, or 7 for the WBO. But then you skipped over Virgil Ortiz, Jerome Boot Ennis, Keith Thurman, Yordanis Ugas, and all those guys. So I just wanted to set the record straight that us as fans are tired of seeing the lies from Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford need to be held accountable for one of the top fighters at 147.
Yes, sir. George Wood said Ali really lost to Frazier and Ken Norton, said by Money Mayweather. I mean, Floyd gonna say what Floyd thinks. Some people say, and he did lose to Frazier, and he did lose to Norton both one time, and he beat him twice. But some people say that if he's talking about the second and third fight, people say that he lost to Jose Luis Castillo. Some people say he lost to Manny Pacquiao. Some people said that he lost to Oscar De La Hoya. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. You're not gonna ever move Ali off of being Ali. Just what it is. That man could have law you. Everything you say could be true. You still talking about him. And ain't nobody that you mentioned, anybody that he's ever mentioned, actually think that they're greater than Ali. If you ask Roberto Duran, do you think you're greater than Ali? Roberto Duran will tell you in a blink, no, I do not. If he asked, do you think that Ken Norton, do you think you're greater than Ali? No. Neither will Foreman, neither will any of those other people, man. Floyd Mayweather is about the only person that is out here saying that guys like Larry Holmes may say it because that's Larry Holmes. But most of these guys ain't going to go with that. And John Boy said, no offense, Kamal. I know I see you like family. Land, my guy, George Woods. Anyone seen Herbert Johnson? I'm concerned. Oh, he'll be back, brother. He don't say nothing if it ain't in the super chat, bro. And Powerhouse Watson said Bomac and Pac signed to fight Bud and Crawford duck. I mean, it is what it is, man, with that. But look, man, yeah, I feel you, D. I feel you. I'm sorry, Deep Powerhouse Watson. Look, man, I got to look more into that. But that's what I hear. Let me put it that way because I don't want to brush off what you're saying. Yeah, man, I see what you're talking about, man. Like, dude, I just don't think these guys understand. This is the biggest fight that people wanted to see, and people are not going to start talking about it. You can't just tell people what they want and what they don't want. He jumped on the big stage. He got himself all the way to the Super Bowl, and he decided not to get on the field. And everybody's in the stands like, hey, man, I'm getting my tickets to the Super Bowl. And it's I don't know who it is, who is going to be. It's going to be the San Francisco 49ers and who else? The
Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, throwing the Eagles there. Hey, if they get there and then the San Francisco 49ers don't get on the field, people are going to be like, man, what's wrong with the 49ers? The 49ers ain't going to be like, well, we don't like the grass. We don't like how the grass was mowed. We don't like the fact that, we don't like the fact that it's snowing. We don't like the city it's in. No, they can be like, look, it's Super Bowl time, man. You got to show up and play. Don't nobody ask how much the owners make.
And let me add this thing, Fanon, before I get off. I'm going to get off here pretty soon. The other thing about Crawford and Spence, they gave Spence and Showtime gave Crawford way too much courtesy relative to his market value, which we all know was severely diminished. They should have had a cutoff time and said, okay, if we don't hear back from you, if the contract's not signed by August for a November fight, we're going to fight Stanionis. Boots will be on the card, whoever. He'll fight Thurman or whatever. They gave way too much deference because Errol Spence is such an honest and straightforward guy that's the only fight he wanted. So they let the guardrails off and Z-side Bud, not B-side Bud, because he's a Z-side to Errol. They gave him way too much respect. And so people are saying, hey, we'll circle back, give him the same deal. No, you don't get the same deal as you got before because your market value decreased when you took on Ambrosia, whatever hell his name is. Okay, and Errol's going to take on Keith Thurman, and he's going to do demonstrably better pay-per-view numbers. So if there is a circle the block, and I know that Errol's a better man than I am, because after, what do they say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. After that stunt he pulled If I was Errol, if I was Steven Espinoza, I would just say, you know, we're done with you. It's a hard enough struggle to make 147 as it is. I'm going to go up to 154 and be done after this Keith Thurman fight. But it shows you the integrity, the honor that Errol Spence has, that he's even still considering negotiating with this dude. Because not only did this dude lie, he put out false information in public when he could have just said, you know what, things haven't been going well, or how I would want to get in one fight. I'm going to go and fight this guy on a one-off. But instead, he tried to frame, going what D-Town was saying, a false narrative about Errol Spence. So just like what Derek James told y'all, yesterday's price is not today's price when you made a decision that affected what we offered you. He's not going to get the same deal. He doesn't deserve the same deal. He doesn't deserve the deference. I don't even need to go into how, if I think that Crawford's a good fighter, a great fighter or not. I'm just going into the man's character and how he cost the whole roster PBC money because everything was tied up because of him. They're not going to give him the better offer. They're not going to give him the same offer. He's getting a worse offer, and it's going to be a take it or leave it. And Errol has great integrity to even go down that road. Just remember the guy's name who Andrade didn't fight, Zach Parker. Can't even remember the guy's name, so that was it, that he didn't get to fight. But I'm just exposing these agendas, and I'm off.
Kamal, before you leave, I wanted to tell you something. Two things. One thing, you were asking about the journalistic integrity within the sport of boxing. The problem stands to be that if you don't say anything nice about a promotional, they'll cut your credentials off and they'll cut your access off to the fighter if they can. And so that's why a lot of these guys that I've seen, and I've been a victim of it as well, where I've wanted to talk and say something about a certain promoter because I felt they were doing us wrong. And even the journalists that I feel have my back, if it's not against a promoter, that they'll say everything for me. If it's against a promoter, they will not publish it because they're afraid of the backlash that's going to come from the promoter, and they will be denied access, which cuts off their main stream of income for getting access to these fighters and events. So that is something that I do want to expose on our channel one day, because I've been through it. I've seen it. I've gone to fights where Phenom, we're going to a fight, right? Like, there's other people that will try to be like, oh, I want to go to fight, but I can't get my credential for that event. And I'm like, why? And they're like, well, because the promoter blacklisted me. I'm like, why? What did you say? And they're like, oh, because I said that, this fight card like 6 months ago was pure BS and it shouldn't have been on pay-per-view. They actually look at this shit and they look back and see what you said about them. And if you said something sideways, they just say, oh, guess what? Media badges are full. There's no more room for you in press row. Sorry, not sorry.
And that has been verified on multiple occasions. That's why I tell y'all that. And first of all, it's kind of obvious that that's the case. But yeah, man, it's ugly. They're not going to give you access to badmouth them, But it is what it is, man.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that, Rachel. I'm going to head off, and maybe PBC needs to take something similar, because they let these guys who still have access just talk complete trash and lie and obfuscate, and nobody wants to expose the fact that Top Rank is ducking Regis Prograis. First Jose Ramirez, and now Teofimo Lopez, and I'm out.
Oh yeah, coming soon, Jason Maloney.
Oh yeah. Oh, Jason Maloney. Oh, you think? Oh, because Jason Maloney about to duck too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's up? Yeah. What's up, Rachel? What you want to talk about?
No, I just wanted to back on. Well, Kamal said a lot, and that's why I had to go back. I'm like, wait, I lost my train of thought because he had so much stuff he wanted to drop. And D-Town was talking about. The same thing about Terence Crawford. I'm piggybacking on that. That's the funny part is when this fight was supposed to be made, me and Nonito were in Bud's corner as far as in the ring. And then outside the ring, I just couldn't authenticate what he was saying. I couldn't be in his corner outside of the ring because of the mess that he created, the narratives that he was putting out. And then his supporters have been it's like it became contagious to try to create false narratives to justify what went wrong outside. I mean, just last night I tried to chase someone down because he was on a panel saying some crap about, oh, silent investors, you don't know who they are. And he starts talking about dark money. And and yeah, Fanon, they were saying last night that they could have taken dark money for the Spence Crawford fight. And I had to come up and say, you're talking election based, like when you put money into a 501c3 so your donors are covered, and then you use that money for elections, to push someone into office. But he was using that would be a pool of where Bud was saying that these are his hedge fund guys. Like, they were using these narratives. Then he was using silent investor. He's like, well, silent investor, they don't need to be known and this and that. I'm like, no, you idiot. A silent investor means he gives you money and shuts the fuck up. That doesn't mean he just goes away. Sorry, I forgot, Fanon. I can't talk. I can't swear.
You cuss all you want.
My bad. Okay.
No, I don't. It don't make a difference to me. Okay. Hey, real quick, Demario Haynes said, John Boy, Mike Kirkland, Orlando P, Rick Timms, Zenith 360, Aaron Muhammad, E Snooty, Rachel and Nonito. Hope your voice gets better soon, brother. Yeah, I've been drinking this tea. It's already better. It's already relaxing. I think I got the person before that too. Oh no, I didn't. I missed this one. Demario Hayes back at it and says, salute to Kamal Oz and all the people supporting. We are boxing fans all day. Go ahead, and Rachel. Sorry about that.
So for me, like, they pick out these terms and not even understand what the terms mean, like silent investor. And they use it for their own narrative. And then, of course, people who are getting irked about this, content creators that know better, are going to debunk what they're saying. But the problem is, it's not just from the top. It's not just Bud Crawford. It's the people around him that have brought these false narratives. And then the people down from them, all their fans pick it up, and now they're spewing stuff that they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. They get upset when we actually tell them what the actual definition or how these things go, and they're getting exposed, and yet they're getting upset with us, right, for saying the truth of the matter. So it's like they built this environment for themselves and then want to point at everybody else about why, they shouldn't, they're like the victim all of a sudden. It's like, no, dude, you, first of all, with what Kamal was saying about how they're not going to trust him. Listen, mostly in the boxing industry, you're supposed to go on decently people's word. The reason why a term sheet's sent out first is because they don't want to waste their time on lawyers, and you could agree to the terms. Then from there, you send the contract. But it's like people just, I think, Fanon, we talked about this before. They felt like term sheet was a contract and it was binding. So it's like these things, I don't know. It drives me batshit crazy because I mean, if you're gonna try
Rachel,
to
let me clarify this. This. They thought that something that has the title term sheet, but is binding, and where you are agreeing to fight with one fight with a promoter, and that in exchange for you agreeing to fight under that promotional banner, they will pay you, say, $1.5 million per fight. What I'm saying is that is not a term sheet. That is a one-fight promotional agreement, because you are agreeing to allow them to promote your fight. You are not signing for a specific fight, because there is no fight date. There is no fight location. There is no opponent. The only people signing it are two people. And usually, now you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I've seen it. I'm just looking at like other ones. You'll have an about agreement. You'll have the signature of both promoters and both fighters. That's what I've seen, where it's been, if Don King had a card and Don King was promoting Sugar Ray Leonard and and Thomas Hearns was being reported by Top Rank, you would have both the promoters and the fighter sign the agreement. So what it read like to me wasn't that this was a term sheet, because it was binding. It did not say non-binding. So, even if you have signatures, you can sign it. But if it says non-binding, it's non-binding. You're not going to be held responsible for your promise if at a later date you say, no, I don't want to do it. So people were saying, because I suggested, and I'll be real just blunt about what it was, because they were trying to, DHP, Devin Haney Promotions, was trying to sign Gary Russell Jr. to a 3-fight deal, which was a fight against Gary Russell would have fought Devin Haney, and then his next 2 fights would have been with Devin Haney Promotions. Gary Russell Jr. said no to that. So I suggested that if they wanted to get a negotiation for a fight, send a term sheet so that you can get the basic understanding of when the fight's going to be, where the fight's going to be, or whatever, whatever material terms you need to agree with. And then after Devin gets done fighting Yuriorkis Gamboa, then they can go back and they don't have to start the negotiations from ground zero, because they've already agreed on those basic terms. That's it. So it was like the exact opposite. You had people saying that that Gary Russell Jr. refused to sign a term sheet, right? But even at the same time that they're saying that, they're saying he ducked because he didn't sign a term sheet. But if the term sheet was non-binding and then it didn't mean anything, why was he ducking it if he didn't sign it? Because it wasn't a fight agreement.
Correct. Yeah. And Fanon, just to be clear, there are 2 different types of bout agreements, especially if you're doing a co-promotion. Then yes, both fighters and both promoters will sign the bout agreement. But if it's within house, they normally don't have to do them both on the same one, especially when they don't want to tell the other fighter how much the A side's getting. So they'll keep both separate. But yeah, you are correct. A bout agreement tells you exactly who you're fighting, what weight, where, when, if there's any rematch clauses. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything that you need to know to fight. So
there you go.
You're correct.
Can I ask Rachel, Fanon? I want to ask Rachel. Rachel, do you think that Terence Crawford got the transparency that he needed, but he just lied to the fans to make them believe that he did not receive the transparency that he asked for or he needed?
So around that time, that's when Stephen Espinoza was saying that he was giving him the transparency, right? And the interesting part of this is, it was like, okay, so transparency is fine because of the fact that that's within the Muhammad Ali Act. I don't understand what kind of transparency he was trying to find before the fight even generated any profits. And I mean TV rights, and I mean gate, right? How do you give any transparency? What do you want? An app that shows you a running ticket amount? It's not going to give you anything. And because it's already listed in the Muhammad Ali Act, I'm trying to understand what other transparency he was asking for. And then there was this quote, he wanted to approve expenses. So the transparency is already built into Muhammad Ali. It will just come after the fight, after all totals are totaled out. So that, again, I feel like we keep using, not we, but people keep using the terms and then not understanding the timeline of the terms or what the term actually means for it to make sense in an argument for or against.
That's because they're pulling stuff out their backside.
Yeah, like silent investor.
They're just pulling it out of their backside.
So
no other way around that.
So do you think, Fanon, that because Crawford said that he did not have a B plan. That's what Crawford said. And me personally, I think that his A plan was actually to fight David Avenesian, but led the fans and Spence and Al Heyman to believe that he was in negotiations with them when the whole time that he really wanted to fight David Avenesian. Because you remember, David Avenesian trainer said that he had talked to Crawford when they were still signed with Matchroom and Crawford was still signed with Bob, and they decided to fight one another. Now, I don't know what happened in between then, but it's kind of strange that he pulled his man's number out of his back pocket real quick. The whole time he was stalling and not calling and dealing with 50 Cent and Jay-Z and all these guys when he was supposed to be at the negotiation tables. But they saying, and this is for Rachel too, Errol Spence have Al Heyman working for him because Al Heyman is an advisor. So they keep saying that Errol Spence needs to be at the negotiation tables. But if Al works for Errol Spence don't need to be there, right? It's Al Heyman need to be there for Errol Spence.
All right, watch this. Hey, babe, how many negotiations have you been in? Say it louder. You can't hear you.
Not many.
Have you been at the table when I negotiated? Have you been on the phone?
Nope.
Nope. No reason for him to sit there. All he needs to know is, well, because I handle the money, so it's not like I would screw him, but he just needs to know what date and time and the place. That's all he needs to know. The rest of it, I'm the one and Richard's the one that's going back and forth about the contracts. We're the ones negotiating. We're the ones looking at the fine line, the fine print that's in the contract. He just fights. And so that's why I can compartmentalize Terence Bud Crawford, the quote unquote self-promotion, free agent fighter, and Bud Crawford in the ring. I don't understand why people can't compartmentalize and understand that these are two different individuals that have different experience levels in said compartments. Just because I say that he's green in business doesn't mean he's green in the ring. It's not the same. That's not what we're talking about. I'll never take away what he's done in the ring from him. But have I seen him on the business side and actually understand how this all works? That whole BS about this lawyer that came in and talked to Al supposedly. First of all, how are you going to say in the same breath, no one's seen Al and no one talks to Al, and Bud saying, but I've talked to Al, but I also had this random guy that said he was my lawyer. How did that guy get to Al? And yet everybody else can't. What do you mean? You had to, someone from your team or you had to have first of all, acknowledged and put a stamp on that lawyer that he was free to talk to Al Heyman.
It is literally, that is literally one of the day before yesterday, one of the stupidest things that I had heard. And to me, it sounded like an excuse just to say that he didn't agree and didn't say any of the conversations that he had with them. He's going to say that Al Heyman sat down with an attorney, and that attorney did not get his number from Terence Crawford. That he did not have any idea. Like Al Heyman is such an inept person that anybody on the street can jump out and say, I am the attorney for a world championship fighter, and engaging with him in a negotiation without somebody calling the bar association. How do you get to say that you represent somebody's interest? And because that is fraud. That's fraud. It's just silly. Well, how do you compensate for the fact that you agreed to all these terms? I don't even know who that guy is. He's just telling you a bunch of stuff. Let me call you. Well, why didn't
Fanon, can you let's take it down to to a very kindergarten level. As a lawyer, what do you need to be able to represent someone?
You need to have them give you power of attorney. Not necessarily power of attorney. You have to have a contract with them. You have to sit down. You have to pay something. You have to have an agreement with them to represent them as counsel. That's what you need.
There you go.
You have to have an agreement with them. They will sit down and they will say, okay, here, dude, this is what my fee is. You agree that I am now your legal representation and can represent you in these matters. That's how. Just like anybody else, just like an accountant. If you have an accountant that's going to do your taxes, you got to have an agreement with them. Let them do your taxes. I mean, this in that, oh man, it's just silly. You have to have an agreement. But regardless, as far as, because I work in-house primarily for a company, right? So I don't do individual. I've never really done a lot of individual agreements where I represent individual people. I worked as in-house. So I will tell you this for sure. Reading what they say about not having transparency. Once you're paid out of the net, you get transparency. You don't even need the Ali Act. They're paying you net profit. It's in the word. I agreed for you to pay me after you take out your expenses. How can you verify? How can you verify that what your expenses are and what your net payment is if you're not allowed to see what the costs were? They have always had transparency. And I believe that's why Stephen Espinoza said it's already in the deal. It's already in there. And we always have to tell people exactly how much money they made every time we pay and we take our percentage out. The problem is, and Stephen Espinoza said it, and I said it a long time before he had to say it, and this is the reason why Nonito should not be at that table. Because Nonito is a boxer. You should not be telling, maybe you can, Rachel, but how do you throw a hook? What type of footwork should you use? What's your strategy? You have a trainer for that. The trainer is experienced in training. Nonito or Terence Crawford would not know what things not to ask for. Yep. I don't need that. As a matter of fact, I don't even want that. Why do I want, and me and you went through this already, Rachel, a salute to everything boxing, brother. Always welcome to hit the link, bro. Why would I want to approve every expense that comes through? Why would I even want to do that? Why would I want you to have to send me a piece of paper for me to agree that you can hire a certain production company to do the 24/7 or whatever you call it production for the fight? Why would a company like Showtime want to do it when they already know exactly what the costs are? They do it all the time. And why would they allow themselves to be at your whim and say, man, we can't do this until we hear from Terence, who's in training camp? It's something that is unduly onerous. It is not administratively effective. It's more expensive because time is money. You also put Showtime at risk that that they cannot recoup costs if they have to make a decision to do something like, I don't know, we have a meeting, let's buy a buffet. Let's have a meeting and we're going to get donuts, right? Because those are all costs. It just doesn't, just by the fact that you're getting paid out of the net means you're going to know what the costs are. You don't want approval. Transparency is necessary for approval, but approval is not necessary for transparency. So approval is a separate issue than transparency. And what you continue to have people doing is conflating the words and saying, he wants transparency. That's why Stephen Espinoza said, well, it depends on what you mean by transparency. If you mean he wants to see everything, if you want to see everything and know what the costs are, absolutely, we give that to everybody. If you mean you want to approve what I spend before I spend it, or reject it after I do, or you need to literally sign off on every contract that I have for my promotion, the answer is going to be no. And let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. Because I don't even know if Stephen Espinoza has the authority to do that. Steven Espinoza is not spending his personal money. He's spending money from Showtime, right? He gets a budget from Showtime for his fights, I suppose. And then he uses the budget. He's going to have to now have when Showtime gives him a budget, now he needs line item approval for a fighter, for an event that he's putting on. How about no? It's just silly. It's just silly.
I think the other part that, kind of irked me was just the fact that, how this BLK Prime, this all came together, right? And quote unquote, so quickly. It didn't come together quickly. But the only other reason I would think that he would want transparency and approval of expenses is due to the fact that he needed a blueprint for someone who hasn't done it at that magnitude. Right? He did his homework for them. And then he could present it and say, look, this is how much this costs to do. So if we want to do it, we can cut the photographer. We can get my Uncle Joe to do the photography. We could cut expenses here, here, and here, because now I see where the money, what the expenses are. And we can minimize our expenses by cutting it here, here, and here, and hiring my Uncle Joe.
You'll also know what the cost for the revenue, what the actual price points are for venues, right?
Yep.
So you can use that to negotiate your price point for venues, which is something Richard Schaefer talked about, and he openly would not let people know. Because that is a competitive advantage. I get these rates for these. I have a good relationship with these venues. This is the price that I'm paying. So now you're going to tell Terence Crawford what the prices are? Anyway, let me do these few super chats. Hey, salute to Rachel, one of the best managers out there, always dropping gems in every appearance. Kamal Oz says, WBC ordered Nonito Maloney, Top Rank. We'll duck that. Hey, they do that now. They will. Well, we know. I ain't going to talk about that. I'll let you talk about that. Demario Hayes says, salute Rachel and Nonito. It's an honor. George, shout out to George Woods. Yes, sir. Much love in that super chat. My man, Jeffy Marshall said, how is it even possible to negotiate, conduct, or do business in confidence with a person that maneuvers in that manner? It's literally impossible. Or like somebody that will do this. Somebody will let a YouTube channel listen in onto into your confidential negotiations. Listen in. Just any random person that you want to bring in that will know this. Because I can tell you exactly what Terence Crawford's lawyer said. Okay, so now we can now tell everybody you're going to get in there with a conversation with Terence Crawford's lawyer, and then he will reveal to all of you all of the intimate, the specific details of an offer that he probably has a non-disclosure agreement associated with. But he's just going to let you do that. And then it's okay for you to then go on a YouTube channel and share it with the world. It's just, like I say all the time, you're starting with an argument and you're going to say whatever you got to do to support that argument minute by minute. It's even if it's true, to me, it shouldn't be true. If I was Errol Spence Jr. and these things were true, right? And you hear this, well, I know who I got it from now. Who did you get it from? You got it from Terence Crawford's representation. He's the one that leaked all of this information. Terence Crawford's lawyer. Just like Rick Glazier said, he's got a relationship. The reason that he knows all of these numbers from the PBC is because Al Heyman's lawyer told him. Since when are our attorneys running around giving confidential information about people who they have a fiduciary duty to protect? That's like saying, oh, I know Bill Cosby did what they accused. Why? Because I was on the phone with his lawyer and his lawyer told me so. Really? Oh, yeah, he definitely did it. His lawyer told me. His lawyer, he's got a lawyer that's that indiscreet. that indiscreet that he's just going to let anybody on to hear all of the details?
So I want to ask, well, let Rachel know that me and my wife, we always watch your husband box. So we're a big supporter of your husband. We always been watching him for years and stuff like that. So we salute you and your husband. But I want to say also too, when Earl Spence and Crawford was supposed to be in negotiation, don't they supposed to have a non-disclosure act to where Crawford shouldn't go out and say anything to anybody else?
So there's different, being that they're both not under the same promoter, right? The same promotional outfit. First of all, when you sign the promotional contract, that's already built in. So being that Bud is a free agent, I don't know if they actually executed one. I'm going to assume that they didn't, because a lot of the time in this game, like they'll just start negotiations without that in place because they don't believe that something like this is going to happen. But if there's anything that is sent from Steven Espinoza or from the ones who drew up the contract, or Errol Spence, or Al Heyman, or TGB, whoever, I will guarantee you from all of those entities I just talked about, they all on the bottom of their email says that this is a confidential email. So even if they sent it without a non-disclosure, it states on the bottom that this is a confidential email and it's not supposed to be shared or read to anyone else besides legal representation or the person himself. So that's one of the things. And that's why I think going forward, if this is going to be another negotiation, they will ask Bud to sign an exclusivity where he's not going to have he's going to have a non-compete where he can't negotiate fights for 60 days, and that he's going to have a full lock-on non-disclosure and confidentiality agreement to sign before they even start the next negotiation round, if they even decide to come back to the table.
So Crawford, do you believe that when Crawford said that he had two entities or whatever those people were that had $50 million, 25 for Earl, 25 for him, do you think that that's a red flag because the entities that he claimed should have went to Al Heyman instead of going to Crawford or trying to go through Crawford?
Yes. I mean, consider, why would you go to a fighter if they already know Al Heyman? He said that they know him, that they know Al. So those people, it would behoove them to go over to Al Heyman, who is making these decisions or figuring out how to put the fight together, considering that Bud isn't the one that's putting the fight together. He's showing up. Yes, I understand that, but he is not the one putting the event together. So if they have each other's number and they know each other, it just seemed ridiculous to me that he wouldn't they wouldn't just go straight to Al, number one. Number two, when Errol had asked him who these people were, no one's gonna show up on a corner and not know who the other person is that's showing up. Like, that's just suicide, okay, in any terms of it being that way.
Say that again. I missed that last part.
Bud said that he didn't tell Spence who the hedge funds were, or he was like, come over here and let's just go meet them. But he wouldn't tell Errol who was going to meet them, right? Like, that's just suicide. You don't know who you're going to go sit down with on the other side of the table, who these hedge funds are. And I say that because, for example, let's say Bud was still with Top Rank, okay? And Errol said, hey, let's meet at this cafe, and I'm not going to tell you who else is going to show up. And Bud showed up, and let's pretend Al Heyman was there, Golden Boy was there, and then a reporter took a picture. Bob Arum would feel like he's dealing behind his back. You don't want to be in situations with people you're not supposed to be sitting down with, or make it appear that you're interfering with a contract. So I say that, I'm just going to freaking say it, okay? If Daniel Kinahan showed up at that damn meeting, okay, and I'm going to preface this by saying that Bob Arum already had said before the whole Kinahan thing had blown up that Daniel Kinahan had emailed Bob Arum and said he was representing Bud Crawford. Okay, Now we fast forward, okay, and he says, "Hey, Spence, meet me at Denny's." And I'm not going to tell you who's coming, but they have $50 million, 25 for each of us. But I'm not going to tell you who's coming. I would be extremely, extremely, extremely careful if I was Errol Spence to go to a meeting blindsided and not knowing who the other person is sitting down with me. Because if someone took a picture of me and said dude, I would get in trouble for association.
Especially since beyond that, the fact that organization literally has a bounty on it from the federal government. If you are meeting with anybody connected with him, you can guarantee that the CIA, the FBI, I don't remember if it came, I think it came from the Department of Justice, put out a $5 million reward for any information leading to the arrest of the man. Terence, Tyson Fury can't even get in the United States. Tommy Fury cannot get into the United States. I don't think that that former trainer for Devin Haney, what's his name? What's that guy's name? That used to be the trainer for Tyson Fury. That is now the
not
trainer.
Sugar. Not Sugar. The one before him.
The one before him. What is his name? White guy. Whatever his name is, I can't. But I can see his face. I can't remember his name. Dude, I don't think he can get in the country. So, like, you are playing real loose with that. And and that may be for people for like intrigue, but I doubt very much, or somebody that's trying to get on, but I doubt very much Al Heyman, and think about the rest of the conversation. These guys know you. Oh, they know me? Who? Blase Skip. I'm not letting any of y'all touch my fight. People miss that part of the conversation where Bud said, I told Al, hey, these guys know you. And then, of course, the question would have to be answered. Who knows me? And then he'll say, I'm not letting anybody touch this fight. Dude, it's silly. And then for him to say, I was talking to Al didn't go for it, so I reached out to Terence, Errol Spence Jr. like a boss. No, you didn't, because you already talked to his manager. The boss, the manager works for him. If he has representation and you talk to the representation tells you no. Errol told you no. That's how that works. Hold on one second. Bud representing himself is like going to court without a lawyer. Ridiculous. You need someone who can understand the fine print. But I'm telling you, man, it's like in order to represent somebody, you have to have an agreement to represent them. You have to have an agreement to represent them. You have to pay them some money. That's the number one reason I do believe. And again, T. Orlando Pearson can explain it better than I do because he's a litigator. But I do believe that's why you get the retainer. Because now, give me the $1. Now that you pay me my $1, I represent you. Because now we have had an offer. I offered to represent you. You accepted it by saying yes, and we exchanged consideration. You paid me $2,500 retainer to represent you. Now I am your legal representation. And now there's all the attorney-client privileges. There's all of the necessity to exercise, discretion and recognize the fiduciary duty that I owe to you. All of that stuff is there. But a licensed attorney is just going to jump out there without any of that and say he's representing Al Heyman and Errol Spence Jr. and try to convince you to do something for what? At the end of the day, you have to show up and fight. What is he just going to scam you and get you to sign a contract that you won't even go in there to fight for? It just doesn't make any sense. And again, like I say, and I'm going to keep saying it, Some things, even if they're true, you shouldn't believe them. Even if they're true, you should say, hey, show me. Let me make sure what you're saying is true. Okay, you want $10,000 of my retirement money, and you promise me that you're going to give me $1 million next week. That may be true, but nah, man, I don't believe it, because you'd be better safe than sorry by believing that. People, and again, falsus in uno, falsus in omnibus. As soon as you catch somebody telling you something that you know is not true, like, I can file defamation. I can get your channel flagged for defamation. That is not true. And so, Rachel, when you were saying, like, what's all of this, all of that, when I spoke about that, that's what I wanted to set on record. You cannot do that. That is not true. It is not debatable that that's not true. And again, I will challenge anybody right now. Go flag me on any video you want to, and find defamation and see what happens. You can go click those 3 dots with the report it. That's why you call it a flag. You report it, then goes down to violates my rights. Click that. Then go down and find defamation and click that. And I guarantee you what's going to happen next. You are going to get redirected to something that tells you, sorry, we can't help you. We don't get into that. If you think someone defamed you, then you have to go to their channel, click the about button, and then if they give you an email address for business inquiries, write a letter to them. And if they don't take it down, then you have to go to court. Sue them in court, not just file it. Sue them in court. Then the court has to give you a court order. And once you get that court order, then you can forward the court order to us, and then we will take it down. And again, that is a fact that anybody can verify right now. And I can say that to you with 100% certainty that nobody that listens to me right now can flag me for defamation or slander. You can't do it. And it doesn't matter whether or not I have any special privileges to see it if you do, because you can't do it. Falsus in uno, falsus in omnibus. Why? And that's why my daddy told me, I'm going to tell y'all, don't waste lies. That is an unnecessary story to tell. It doesn't get anything. It's very easy to debunk. And now everybody got to look at you. Just like saying an attorney that didn't represent me showed up to Al Heyman and negotiated with him for weeks, came up with agreements, and I never even knew who the guy was. So I called up Al Heyman, and I sat down with Al Heyman myself and negotiated. Why wouldn't you just send your lawyer? That's a reasonable question. If this was all fake, how do you know it's fake? Did the lawyer come tell you about everything that he said, and then you say, hold on, man, you don't represent me? Then why didn't you send your lawyer? The one that does represent you. The one that drafts your deals. Unless you're telling me you don't have one. And if you don't have one, that makes me wonder, did you ever want the deal done?
And wouldn't you report them to the board for representing you and they didn't actually have legal right to represent you if this was all true? Yeah, to the bar, sorry.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say whether or not he would do that or not. He may have just told him. I mean, that's something you have to assume. And he can just say, nah, he didn't represent. It just sounds far-fetched. Any way you cut it, it sounds far-fetched. Have you ever heard of anybody doing that?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Have you ever heard of Al Heyman, any fighter with all these fighters that they say, hold on, man, Al Heyman is so inept and negligent that he doesn't even know who he's talking to. That Terence Crawford isn't CC'd on any of the notes. You got emails, right? You got people CC'd. Where's Bomac's name? That's his manager. Bomac's name is not Bomac's not CC'd on this. Isn't Bomac the one that said he negotiated the deal with Terence Crawford in Top Rank? You don't think Al Heyman knows that Brian McIntyre is his manager? So it didn't have Brian McIntyre's name on there. It didn't have Terence Crawford's name on there. It's just somebody talking to Al Heyman on the phone via email with no communication with his manager. That just seems like Al Heyman is stupid all of a sudden. It just seems like he's if that is true, then how in the world did Al Heyman ever get to where he got in life? How can he put on a contract on Michael Jackson concerts? How can he get deals done with Fox and Showtime and all the different fights that he's done? And he is so lazy and so inept that he doesn't know who represents Terence Crawford, even though he did a fight with Sean Porter and Terence Crawford in Terence Crawford's last fight.
It's not even just that, Fanon. I mean, so it was all over the place that they were already negotiating, right? And Bud Crawford's sitting there, do, and they're hearing that negotiation started, and he's going do, but he has no idea that negotiation started, and he's not speaking out on his Twitter saying, who are they negotiating with? I'm right here. I didn't hear anything. What are you guys talking about? It's like what happened, for example, with Jason Maloney back in December. He said negotiations has begun. We immediately came out and said, what the fuck are you talking about? No one's called us. I'm his manager. No one's called me. Richard's his promoter. No one's called Richard. I called and made sure. And I was like, you can't come out here and say that you're negotiating with us when there has not been a phone call. So I put that and likened it to Terence Bud Crawford when they say we're in negotiations and he's twiddling his thumbs, not saying, hey, whoa, I'm raising my hand right over here. No one's contacted me. Who are you guys talking to? Wouldn't you stop that at the very first narrative that it was said?
Man, there's a whole lot of ways to skin this cat. It's a lot of ways to skin this cat. It's just not reasonable. It's not reasonable. Hey, they said, P.S. Hey, David McLeod said, big Nonito fan. Always enjoy the way he carried himself. Reminds me of the great Alexis Arguello. Much respect. Oh, for sure. Dane and Mr. McLeod, thank you, brother, for that support, man. And John Boy said, great panel today, brother. Absolutely, bro. Great. Like I'm telling you, like, Rachel Donaire is a legitimate world championship manager. She managed a multiple-time world champion and has been engaged in negotiations. Hey, Rachel, have you ever heard Al Heyman's voice before?
Yes.
Oh, she would? What?
And it was specifically when I was really upset. Like the one time, like usually it's just really short conversation, but the one that I was upset was when.
No, Rachel, you got to understand. Listen to this.
Oh,
you got to understand where I'm going. You are the only person I've ever heard on this channel that can say, I've spoke to Al Heyman. I know him. Everybody else is guessing. If you said something about him, you could at least say, I know him. And why would you know him? Because Nonito Donaire has fought on PBC cards. Also, do you know Bob Arum? Obviously you do. Seeing as Bob Arum used to promote Nonito Donaire and made one of the biggest 122-pound fights that there's ever been between your husband and Guillermo Rigondeaux. And also, I do believe you know Richard Schaefer. Since Richard Schaefer, you still work with Richard Schaefer right now.
I have Steven Espinosa's phone number. We text all the time.
And you can talk to, it's amazing how somebody that actually knows every party involved in the negotiations said this sounds like horse shit to me, and I know them all personally. What is that called? Behind the scenes. You don't get any more and this is the thing, you never even say behind the scenes. I so happen to know that you can get tickets for fights by calling someone. And I didn't ask who it was, right?
Uh-huh.
Don't tell me who it was. But somehow you just, I'm going to go to a fight. I'm going to call somebody. That seems mighty behind the scenes to me. So how come it is somebody that clearly has more access to every party involved thinks it sounds like horse crap, but YouTube channels that cannot do any of the above have better sources? It's not believable. And to say that, and let me tell you, you've all known who Rachel Donaire is for a very long time. You know who she is. Don't act like your credentials are any, and I mean any and everybody with a YouTube channel. Do not act like your credentials are on par with hers, because they're not. It's done. And that's why I'm saying no. Because I'll say, I got behind the scenes sources. Who's my behind the scenes source? Nonito Donaire's wife and manager, Rachel Donaire, who knows Steven Espinosa, who's put on Showtime cards, who knows Bob Arum, who knows Al Heyman. I know her. And my inside source just told me in front of all of y'all, this is horse shit. So since we want to play debating games, let me tell you who my inside source is. Breaking. Who says this is horse shit? It's Nonito Donaire. It's Rachel Donaire. You got somebody better?
I've literally gone on a panel. I think this was actually a Philippine panel. And this guy was starting to quote Tom Brown one day. And I got up on the panel and he's like, well, Tom Brown said this. And I'm like, really? I was like, you heard it from him himself? And he's like, started stuttering. I go, why don't we both call Tom Brown right now? You have his number, right? Let's call him right now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, you don't have his number.
It's amazing. Just like manager Marty. When manager Marty says he has a source, he names him. He names him right off the bat. He said, who told you this? Oh, it is David Avanesyan's manager. This is his name. This is who told me. David Avanesyan's manager. I spoke with him. Who told you this? Oh, I talked to Lou DiBella. Lou DiBella told me this. Lou DiBella told me this. How is it that managers who earn living and make money and certified managers who coordinate these people to do this work will literally tell you, either they're going to tell you, I'm going to tell you exactly who they are, or they don't tell you what they said at all. I think that may be how the business of boxing works. And it also may be bad business to do anything different. It may be bad business to sit on a phone with a lawyer for any fighter and then take what that lawyer was speaking about behind closed doors and tell everybody what they said. And tell them they're the one that said it. I know what Leonard Ellerbe did when I even guessed that Leonard Ellerbe said something, that he did something. Leonard Ellerbe was very direct. I did not do that. I did not. Nope. Oh, oops. What am I going to say? Okay, yeah, Leonard Ellerbe, you did? No. I assumed something. I didn't even assume it. I suspected it, and they corrected it, and they will tell you it. Anybody, it's just, at this point in time, man, it's silly. It's silly. Anyway, go ahead, D-Town. This is it.
And I see, the frustration in your face, Fanon, and all the other fans, and they wonder why we mad at Terence Crawford. It's because he denied us of one of the biggest fights that could be made, and then they want to crap on Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. See, Keith Thurman and Errol Spence is the next big fight that can happen at 147. Knowing that it's at 154, but still it has something to do with 147. This is the only fight between Errol Spence and Keith Thurman that could be big up under Errol Spence's Terence Crawford. So I don't know why people are crying about Errol Spence fighting Keith Thurman at 154. I mean, if Keith Thurman, if he's not complaining, if Errol Spence not complaining, WBC not complaining, I don't understand what the problem is. But see, what I see is that they call Keith Thurman trash. They said that he's a shell of himself. They said that he's past beyond. But then now they saying that we are afraid to see Errol Spence and Keith Thurman fight at 147. Why would we be afraid? And I don't believe Errol Spence or Keith Thurman is afraid. But they are saying that if they fought at 147, Keith Thurman would beat Errol Spence and he would collect the best from Errol Spence. But see, the problem is they want Crawford to run to fight Keith Thurman, but they don't want Crawford to fight Errol Spence Jr. So really, they don't believe that Crawford could beat Errol Spence Jr., but they believe that Crawford could beat Keith Thurman. So that's what they are really saying to me. That's what I take from that for now. You're on mute.
You're on mute. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you now. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. So anything else you want to talk about? No need to, Rochelle. See, I do that. Rachel, anything else you want to talk about? Any other?
No, I'll just end it with this. There was a time ago where there were people that was trying to get into boxing or around boxing, and they were making calls on Nonito's behalf. And immediately, all those people that I mentioned, Todd DeBuff, Bob Arum, Richard, all of them, Stephen Espinoza, they all called me. And they said, this guy is saying that he represents Nonito. And I'm like, no. Like within seconds of ending a phone call with somebody else. So, that's just, our experience. Take it for what you want to take it for. But if they've dealt with a fighter before and their representation, they know exactly who is allowed to talk for the fighter. And if they have a question of doubt that this person is not supposed to, they will call you and verify that this person is supposed to be negotiating on your behalf. And if not, they'll cut that person off and not respond to phone calls at all. They'll block them from that point on.
Sounds pretty reasonable. Sounds pretty reasonable. But look, I'm gonna get up off of here today. Thank you, D-Town. Rachel, because these fights are gonna start in about an hour and a half. So I'm gonna try to handle a little bit of business before this Baturbia fight kicks off. Make sure you guys respond, you're actually sure that you subscribe and follow Rachel on what's your name of your channel again? I don't want to say it wrong because I know it's
Beyond
Rachel.
the Ring with Nonito and Rachel.
Beyond the Ring. That's the part that I was missing because I always just look at. I'm just Lexi's like I just look at Rachel and Nonito. Beyond the Ring with Rachel and Nonito Donaire. Yes, ma'am. All right, y'all. Thank you, D-Town. Appreciate you, brother. You have a wonderful day. Rachel, you take care. And one more time on the super chat, Matthew Thomas says that talk that real talk. All right, y'all. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.